Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. We are back up. Thank you guys for sticking with us. I am your host, Shauna Lynn. I see Carol, Cody, Jeff. I saw Umacorn earlier. I don't know if Umacorn's still here, but hello, everyone. How are you today? What's new? What's going on? Where are you tuning in from? We are in the office today, so we actually get to be here in person with each other.
Together
in harmony. And it's fun. We got to hang out last night. We got to know each other. We had a really fun time. Mm-hmm. So for those who don't know, I'm your host, Shauna Lynn, and this is the very talented Jacob Paris.
Hello, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm good. I have no complaints. The weather's good. The coffee was good. We're rocking and rolling.
So, I mean, we're 3 for 3 at this point.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Everything's going.
Checking all the boxes.
Yes. But do you want to give everyone a little bit of info about who you are,
Absolutely.
What you do, show your work?
Yeah, so if you don't know me, my name is Jacob, better known as by Jacob Paris. I am a full-time illustrator, and I like doodling and making fun little characters. You can find my website at byjacobparis.com, where you can see some of my work and the people I've worked with. I'm very thankful to have worked with Adobe multiple times and have some fun little surprises on my website of things that I've done. On top of doing just general illustrations, I like to do posters. I like to do tutorial videos on how to use Illustrator on my TikTok as well as on Instagram, and just kind of sharing my overall process. And you can find most of that stuff at the same link, by Jacob Paris, pretty much anywhere you're looking. And yeah, I think we're gonna jump into some fun stuff today that I'm super, super excited about. So I'm just gonna hop right over.
Yeah, go for it.
So over here in Illustrator, I had a really fun idea of drawing some tinned fish or tinned crustaceans, whatever field or you'd like to talk about.
Sorry, fish in a can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had some cute little motivational things that I wrote down, kind of thinking about. So wanted to make some motivational posters that I could maybe print out, hang up on the wall. And also it's on brand with what, I like to consume. So, yeah, I think we're just going to hop into it.
Here I am. My brain's already trying to come up with puns where it's like, I see you, SEA.
Hey, I will spoil one of the title cards. So trust me, mine are not much better.
I love it.
So I just have my general sketches down here. This is lately how I've to work is kind of getting a general sketch down either in pencil or on my iPad, and kind of start building it out using a mixture of the ellipse tool as well as the curvature tool. I know a lot of people use the pen tool, and I've made the mistake of saying that I use the pen tool. I almost exclusively use the curvature tool.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier for me personally.
If you think about it, I mean, if you break illustration down to the very basics, it is a collection of shapes.
Yeah, shapes and lines.
Yeah.
My favorite joke to tell people, especially first impressions of what do you do for work? It's I draw circles in Illustrator all day.
Yeah.
That's it's my go-to.
My mom's thing for years is she's when people ask, well, what does your daughter do? Was she doodles.
Yeah.
She doodles for a living, and it's once I had a kid's book out, then she was like, see, this is what she does.
That's so fun. I mean, then you can, put a face to the projects, right?
Yeah. And it's, when you have family where it's a lot of medical professionals, they don't entirely understand what you do until there's a physical thing.
Mm-hmm. You're a professional doodler, as we say, right?
That's literally what one of my business cards said years ago.
Oh, no way. That's so fun.
Jeff says, did you know that you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish?
That's really good.
There's some great ones. There's some great puns out there.
Hey, what are your favorite fish puns in the chat? Let's hear some good fish puns. Maybe I'll just change the poster.
Yeah.
It won't even be motivational. It'll just be a joke.
I mean, they can even turn this into greeting cards.
Oh, that's so good.
You think about all the things that you can repurpose stuff for.
The potential.
That's one of my favorite things is what can I use this for?
Absolutely.
Mock it up. You can put because this could be a shirt.
Sticker.
It
Yeah.
could be a little greeting card. It could be a poster. What else could it be? They could be little iMessage stickers.
Oh, I've never actually dabbled in the iMessage stickers before. I've heard that they're a little more accessible to start doing now. Because you're just exporting PNGs, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
if it's kind of what's like, if I learned how to do it, I DIY'd and taught myself, and if I can do it, you can absolutely do it.
Hey, hear that? That is the theme of today's stream. If we can do it, you can do it.
Yes.
100%.
But yeah, it's definitely something it's fun to dabble in, and it's fun to like think, come up with all the different things you could make you could turn your illustrations into. Because, I mean, even if have you ever looked up like sardine can designs?
Oh, yeah. They're like a huge, excuse me, they're a huge inspiration into kind of like what I'm going for here. When I was doing my initial sketches, I went to do some field research and also having an excuse to get more tin fish. And yeah, kind of looked at that. Because there's so many cute, like colorful things that people do for this. I love it. It doesn't seem like it would be for tin fish.
No, it doesn't. Like, I love collecting that sort of inspiration because there's some good ones out there. Mm-hmm. Especially, like, I feel like you see more illustrative elements and more illustration on like sardine cans really than you see on anything else.
Right. Well, and I also feel like in general, and this, might be a nuanced take, but I feel like the overall, I guess, vibe of products for this generation is like having fun designs. Because, like, I don't know, man, if I see some chips and I see like, it's the same type of chip, but one of them has like a nice colorful package and a cool character, like I'm probably going to navigate towards that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's cool,
I am of the, like, if it's got good packaging, I'll trust it. But also you have that weird juxtaposition where, like, if the packaging is really, really, really bad, it also probably is amazing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
absolutely.
Like, I've been known to buy wine bottles simply because of the label.
That's so funny.
Hasn't always let me down either, so.
Hey, that is truly what we would hope for the most, is not being let down every time. Just sometimes.
Yeah, just sometimes. Just thinking these would also be really cute as characters on a menu for like a tapas restaurant.
Oh man, that would be so fun. That's now you're talking about my dream.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love the idea of, or I should say not the idea because I've experienced this before. I love working on characters for restaurants or for companies like that, especially like I've gotten a lot of dessert commissions lately, like of doing like donut shops or an ice cream parlor, things like that.
That would be so fun.
It's like some of my favorite projects ever to do. And it's just silly and cute and things like that. Like at the end of the day, I am just like a character designer. Like even over an Illustrator or a graphic designer, I just enjoy building out extensive characters and like stories behind them that aren't even necessary. I just like doing it.
Honestly, that's such a good quality and trait and talent to have.
I appreciate that.
Especially because it helps, especially when you're trying to sell it to a client, to have a story to give them. And if you can come up with that sort of thing, it doesn't even have to necessarily make sense.
I have an overactive imagination is what I like to call it.
That's good. That's a good thing. Yeah, if anyone in chat has like connections to someone who could like hook him up and let Jacob do some illustrations for like a tapas restaurant or something, hit him up.
Let's do some fish. Let's do some fish and some drawn olive, a cute little olive. I don't know.
Yes. I did a stream a while back we did a Valentine's pun, and it was olive love, like olive you.
Oh, that's cute.
Olive, olive always love you or something like that.
That's really cute.
And I drew a martini glass with it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of fun takes on the martini glass like trope, I feel like,
I feel like you can't ever have too many.
No. Well, because I feel like, especially with this type of illustrative work, you can do so many different takes of these type of things that it just never really gets old.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really fun to see people's takes on things. But to kind of float back into what I'm working on right now, I've kind of just been, as we're talking, like breaking down my line work and things like that.
Now, what did you just do there? Because you deleted your lines.
Yes. So one of the things I like to do is I like to, lay down my base layer, lay down all my lines on top, and I'll actually bring this back. And I like to go into the cut tool. So I use 3 tools, not just the circle and line tool. And then just get into my direct selection tool, select these lines, and then just cut them to where they are kind of within the space and not bleeding over, because, you know, if you cut them over here, you're going to have this bleed and it just doesn't look super correct.
Okay.
It's probably a bit of a different workflow than some people, because I know some people build out shapes and drag them on top of the illustrations and on top of, you know, the different layers of the drawing. But for me, like with my workflow, I just kind of like to just throw everything down and then kind of like break it apart.
I think that's how a lot of like type designers do stuff is
Really?
they build, and the way they build is they vector over, so they're not doing separate elements, like they're just layering, and then eventually they clean it up.
Yeah, and I think honestly, like working, because, you know, I've built out some of my own like typefaces, not like officially by any stretch, because that is a whole different beast, but, you know, just like working on projects and kind of not having exactly what I was looking for type-wise, built some stuff out from scratch, and I think I probably just pulled up that habit from that, to be honest.
Yeah. That's how a lot of people get started in lettering, is they can't find quite what they're looking for. And it's fun to be able to put your own twist and your own spin and be able to like actually match your type, font, lettering to the work you're doing. Like, what I love about what you're doing now is there's already so much movement.
Thank you.
Like I know we were talking last night and how you said like you have, you know, sometimes imposter syndrome and stuff, but like truly, you know, I can say this all I want, and it's, you know, but you don't need to have imposter syndrome, because you are very good at what you do.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. And I feel like, you know, we talk about themes when it comes to these Adobe Lives a lot, and we talk about, you know, takeaways. And if I can give anyone a takeaway on top of the do what you want and, you know, have fun with the work that you're doing, it's like, definitely give yourself some credit. You know, that's something I learned a little bit later in life, unfortunately. And even now, like, you struggle with it, I struggle with it, all of us kind of, as artists, kind of, you get these cool opportunities and you're like, man, how did I do this?
Yeah.
So.
Like, what did they see in me?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, what separates you from other people? But like, it's okay to just roll with the punches and say, you know, I'm into this because, you know, I'm good at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right here. Yeah. So this is something that I've picked up pretty recently, and this is good for anyone that feels like they can't draw. If I lay down like a general kind of line work with the curvature tool, and I have like little, you know, not as rounded or, I guess,
smooth.
Yeah, smooth as I would like, literally. And go over to the object path and smooth tool. You can just slide up the slider, and it's going to pretty much fix all your problems.
Ooh, fancy.
It is extremely helpful. And again, talking about like not necessarily automizing workflow, but just making things so much more convenient, because if I have an idea, I just want to throw it down on the page as fast as possible.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. So if anyone's just joining in, we're here with Jacob Paris. He's creating some tinned fish illustrations. If you are over on YouTube, you're welcome to hang out there. We do have the chat up. I'm focusing more on the chat in Behance, so if you want to come and hang out with us on Behance, by all means, please join.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun over here.
Yes.
So I'm getting kind of towards the, not necessarily end point, but we're rounding out the shape of the line work, which is great. Obviously, I'm kind of outside of the sketching because I wanted to make it a bit more lively and have a bit more pop. At this point now, I kind of like to...
The sketch is just kind of a guideline anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point, I like to kind of back up from my design, kind of look at it without the sketch and kind of see, you know, how am I feeling about it. And so far, I really, really like it. I think it's super cute. I think it's in the right direction. It looks better than the sketch, which is what I would hope for. So now, you know, I'll probably start adding on faces and things like that. I have these general faces down here just because I wanted something general. But, you know, if chat feels like there might be any better shapes, any better expressions, I'm totally open to that.
Yeah.
Because that's the fun of this, is the feedback.
Yeah. So chat, if you have, we're taking chat feedback and chat submissions for fish puns, as well as, if you want to help guide the illustration that Jacob's working on.
Absolutely. We're working on the fly here.
Yeah.
There's no plans.
And we're looking for puns because he wants to put those in with this illustration.
Because, like we said, we're doing some poster work today.
Yeah.
And I have some general ideas down, but we can mess around and kind of figure out as we go. So I'm just going to... You'll probably notice, too, a lot with my design work is I kind of reuse assets a little bit. Again, it's just to kind of save time and, make the process a little bit easier just so I can throw things down as fast as possible and kind of get, where I want to be faster. Because I feel like it's easier. I don't know if you work with this mindset as well, but if I have like a finished product, it's a lot easier for me to kind of break down a finished product than it is for me to add on to something as I'm going, if that makes sense. It's just, I don't know. I like that workflow a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing about Adobe Live is you get to see all these different workflows and see the same solution done 10 different ways.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's also what's cool about just all of the Adobe suite in general is the fact that you really can kind of just approach it there's no right way to do things, right?
Yeah.
Like it's meant to be a very accessible tool to kind of work under your boundaries and work under your discretion. And I find even now trying to do some things, I'm like, oh, I probably should have done it this way the entire time. And then you just change your workflow a little bit. And it ends up being nice and easy.
Cody says, I love the fish eyes. LOL, cute. People are talking about the tinned fish, and someone mentioned, I can't pronounce it, it's the Swedish fermented herring.
Oh, surströmming.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah. There's one in Iceland, too, that's like a fermented shark, I think.
Oof.
And I don't remember what it was. I did not try it.
Yeah.
I am not that brave.
Absolute respect to those cultures and those types of foods. But for me personally, it is a little, my extent of tinned fish consuming, I guess, kind of ends at like sprats and like tuna and calamari and things like that. I haven't really tried anything of the nature of surströmming or, but it's never too late.
Yeah. My family makes fun of me because I will eat octopus, I'll eat squid. Like I eat very strange fish, but I have limits.
Oh yeah.
We have a we have a few puns already in chat because we've got Clever and Clever's very good at puns.
I love that.
So we have feeling fine in a tin, but it's FIN with an E and apostrophe.
Oh, that's that.
Or parentheses.
Really, really like that.
Do you want me to write these down?
Yeah, I can actually just write them down as we're going through.
Okay. We have aiding and abating.
Wow.
That was from Peter. We have Clever tip the scales with fish cocktails.
Wow. People are so creative.
I told you, people are very good at this. We've got Soul Survivor, like Soul the fish.
Oh, that's funny.
What else do we?
I can't even keep up.
Yeah,
okay, so
it's exquisite.
That's really fun too.
Yeah, here it's
Squidit. There we go.
Yeah, we have tip the scales with fish cocktails. That would be cute if you were doing like a menu.
Yeah, I'm still gonna write it down.
But we also have aiding and abating.
Yes.
With fish cocktails. With fish cocktails.
Aiding and abating.
Aiding and abating.
So you were working on the fly here. We're getting things rolling.
This is the way it works. This is what's fun is like everything can be like kind of on the fly, and someone just goes drop the bass.
That's really funny. That's extremely funny.
Thank you, Kane. That's a great one. Kane also has a question.
Yeah.
What are some of your illustration techniques on making something look 3D?
Oh.
Do you use any gradient or different color tones to make something pop?
That's a great question. Yeah, I mean, so typically I worked in gradients for a while because I just enjoyed how that turned out. I'm starting to kind of stray away from gradients personally just because I like solid colors, and also I do a lot of print work. So like for posters and things like that, especially if you're wanting to do like more traditional print work with like cyanotype screen printing or things like that, you kind of have to work in constraints of colors.
Yeah.
So now I kind of work more in solid colors. And I've been experimenting, and this is going to sound ridiculous as an illustrator, but recently experimenting with shadows. So
There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, so a lot of like color theory is, I guess, to answer the question.
Yeah.
I use a lot of color theory and a lot of general, I guess, building blocks of complementary, supplementary colors to add shadows and highlights and things like that. For this case, I probably honestly might not even use many shadows just because we're making a stickery kind of style design, but there definitely have been some applications where I have had to apply that in my work. And it really is kind of like a bit of a challenge based on how I have created things in the past.
Yeah. And well, I know you mentioned you do screen printing. So do you think about your shading and stuff in terms of like you have your solid colors, but do you use like the like multiply like layering to make your additional colors even digitally or?
I personally have not. I think, well, I should say I have, but it's been, again, very recent for me because for a long time I worked in single colors and very simple outlines and very simple flat colors, and I'm starting to really delve deep into the process of using the appearance tool, specifically in Illustrator, and using, different opacities to kind of automate that workflow and make things a little bit easier. And I would highly encourage anyone to take advantage of those tools now, if you're not already, because they are extremely helpful. Like, it cuts out all of the trouble with with like color theory and things like that, having a reference. But Adobe Colors or Colors, I think now is like a great resource too.
It is. So right now it looks like you use that the cut tool and then you duplicated the path you have there.
Yeah, just reusing some assets or lines just to make sure that they're consistent, just to add a little bit of like flow.
I feel so stupid because I've never ever thought to do that.
No? Really? I mean, I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say you're stupid. Like, it's one of those things that's, like, you don't really think about it until you try it, right? And I've just, let's be real, I'm a lazy artist. So I'm like, if I can have consistency in any way possible to make it easier for myself, I'm going to try my hardest to do it. Looks like we're pretty close to done on this guy. So I'm just going to highlight the whole thing.
Okay.
Left click, hold and highlight over and just Command G. And now look, we're all cleaned up and nice and good.
So we're all grouped.
Yeah, remove this sketch, and I'm liking this so far. How do you feel?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
When you do your Illustrator stuff, I know that like in the properties panel and stuff, there's an option to scale your strokes and stuff. Do you always have that on?
I do. Yeah. Okay. I think it just makes it a little bit easier for myself. And if I could remember how to turn it off, I absolutely would turn it off to show the example.
Oh, but I can show you.
Oh, yeah. In the properties, right?
Yeah. So go to Window.
Properties. There we go.
Okay. And so you're going to go select that.
Wow. I can't click.
And then you're going to hit this little 3 dots here.
There we go.
And then you're going to
scale strokes and effects. Yeah. So essentially what we're referring to is when you're working with line work in Illustrator and you're trying to scale your designs, if you have something like this, a vector, and you scale it down without this checked, you're going to see that it's going to get nice and thick and not great, which is extremely annoying.
Very muddy.
Exactly. If you go into your Windows, Properties, and then over to your 3 dots above the scaling and click that Scale Strokes and Effects, now I can actually show with the stroke panel, or they're not all the same strokes, so maybe not. But when you're scaling down, it'll scale with it, which is really nice for vector work too, especially if you're doing something that's meant to be like on a postcard and on a menu and on all these different things. If you're sending over Illustrator files, I highly, 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 highly encourage using that to your advantage.
Now, when you're sending stuff to your clients, do you outline your strokes before you send, or do you keep it?
So I send both.
Okay.
Because I know there's a lot of people that are not familiar with working in Illustrator, and I have a lot of people that talk about wanting to recolor, and when you send them over an Illustrator file and they've never used Illustrator and you're asking them to recolor something, or I should say, and they're trying to recolor something, it ends up turning out not how they expected. So sometimes it's just easier to just send over both.
And then, of course, you as the artist, you see it later and you're like, why?
Yep. I think we all go through that at least once.
We have another pun.
Oh, let's hear it.
This one came from Twitch, and Cody says, pun from Twitch, fish fine dining, sophisticated.
That's really cute. Hold on. That's so fun. Yeah, I might even try to, because I love one-worded things. I might even just throw in just the sophisticated, because that's cute.
Yeah.
All caps.
That would be, you could do put a little mustache on one of your fish.
That's really cute.
And a monocle.
I love that. Sophisticated.
Yeah.
Hey, we can spell here. We can spell. We're getting there. So, at this point,
we've got about 20 minutes.
Yeah. So what I think I'll probably do is kind of move into some color, since we have chosen this specific one and I want to utilize our time the best. And thankfully, what was a lot of fun is I kind of prepared a bit of a color library for us to work with. I like to use a lot of reference for my colors. Fun fact to everyone in the chat that hasn't seen me live stream before, I'm a colorblind artist, so I do have to use a lot of reference and a lot of color theory and things like that. So I like to kind of work within the same constraints. You'll see that on my Instagram too, a lot of the similar colors. So I have kind of some of the colors I use on my Instagram, and I'm just gonna kind of start building things out. I think obviously the first most important thing would probably be to land on the text that we're using for this specific illustration, and we have a few.
We got a fun fact in chat.
Oh, let's hear the fun fact.
Okay, it has to do with the Swedish word I can't say.
Surströmming.
Yes. FFA have listed surströmming as a dangerous weapon on board an aircraft, so it's not allowed in the carry-on bag.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Makes sense, but that is hilarious. So this is what I had down for the quote. But
that's cute.
I feel like I want to use one of the suggested. I personally am leaning towards feeling fine because I think that's hilarious. But what do you think? What's your
I
opinion?
kind of think feeling fine is really cute.
Yeah. Hopefully chat is into the feeling fine. I don't know who suggested this one specifically, but
let me go back and look.
I was about to say shout out to you. Maybe we'll shout you out.
It might have been clever, but let me double check.
Clever
it was
on
clever.
It. Clever on it with the puns. Well, thank you, Clever. We're taking your idea. So what I'm going to do here is I'm using one of my favorite fonts. I'm just going to resize.
Which font is it?
This is Dottie's. It's Dottie's. There's a Dottie's Vanilla and a Dottie's Chocolate.
Like D-O-T-T-I-E. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really cute font.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I purchased it from an independent type foundry, and please support type foundries. Please.
Yes, absolutely.
But I really enjoyed this, and I use it in a lot of my work, so I figured, use it for this design specifically. I'm kind of just working on some kerning and sizing stuff right now. This is never really my strong suit. I'm sure it's yours with the book work.
I started in type and stuff, so if you need help, I can help.
I would love any feedback that you think would look nice. I'm probably going to choke up on these a little bit just to have a bit more of a...
It works in this instance to really mess with the tightness.
Right. Thinking maybe this level, maybe a little further.
One thing you could do, because I know if you want it to be a nice square, it's going to be a little more difficult.
Right.
But if you wanted, you could increase the fine a little bit so that the G sits in between the parentheses.
Oh yeah.
The tail of the G.
Right. So
I usually do that on I create a separate layer for it. So there's one type and type so that I can mess each one individually.
Braver than me.
But then that way you can kind of have some fun kind of nesting it in there.
Messing around with it. So maybe at that level.
And
obviously we're working for
and then
fun right now.
It doesn't end up looking too off balance either, I think, which helps.
I absolutely agree. agree. I do like how this looks because, like you said, the balance of the parentheses, it kind of just fits perfectly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and drag this in. Thinking maybe for this one, maybe at the top feels a little bit better to me.
What if you did feeling and then find at the bottom?
I like the way you think. I like the way you think.
Yeah.
We're working on the fly here. We love to see it. So let me get this working. I love that. Center this guy up.
One thing I love too is if you are working in an artboard and you select one thing and you hit the alignment key, it'll align it to your artboard.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm always working in artboards. It's a little too much to not at this point. Do think I want some overlay. I'm gonna do something very controversial potentially and stretch my text.
I'm not judging.
I love a good stretched text.
This honestly, it works.
I love it.
I'm not against it. As if it doesn't affect the legibility, then I have nothing really against it.
I'm going to just make a backup layer of these really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and expand these.
Okay, so you went to...
I clicked on it, I clicked Object and Expand, and now it's a shape instead of the typeface, which is nice for the bounding boxes because now when we're working in aligning, it's actually going to align and not align to the bounding box of the typeface. So
nice.
Go ahead and pop this like this and group these together as our text.
Look at you naming your layers.
Hey, it's all show. It's all for show. We're on the fly.
Like a good designer.
I'm going to...
Clever says squishy fishies.
Squishy fishies is very cute.
And then Cody goes stretchy with the little emoji eyes.
I love that. I think I kind of want to drop down the weight of these lines a little bit. I think we're at, so 10 looks like a little too less.
What size is your artboard that you're doing?
The artboard I'm working on right now, I believe, is scaled up 8x10.
Okay.
There's probably a little bit of, working in vectors, it's probably not that big of a deal to work in 8x10, but personally I like to scale everything up. Just like when importing into Photoshop and stuff, it just feels a little more fluid, and working in other programs, it just makes it a little bit easier to work with.
If I draw, I work in 400 DPI.
Yep.
I'm always just too paranoid.
I just want it to look crispy.
Yes, exactly.
Crispy. So I'm going to lock my color layer down here. I'm going to go ahead and expand.
How did you lock it?
Yeah, so I clicked on the layer itself in the back, which I have at the bottom. I just went ahead and dragged my layer from the top all the way to the bottom so you can see. And I just clicked the little lock button to the left, right by the Seeing Eye tool.
Oh, cool.
And got me locked up so I don't have to worry about accidentally clicking it.
Nice. So the layer's locked, not the object.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So I will, now I'm going to click on the object itself and go ahead and work on expanding. This is how I personally color most of the time. When we're talking about scaling and things like that, with my coloring, it's very dependent on what the project is and what I'm doing, of how I'd want to color it, because sometimes I'll use the outline tool and then put it on a separate layer, and then color, which is probably not the best idea.
It's your process. It's what works for you is the best way.
But for posters like this, I think it's honestly the best move. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some colors down.
We have another pun.
Let's hear it.
This one came from YouTube. Cody's sharing it, and I see it up there. Oh my, Lion King pun reference. Can you eel to love tonight?
That's pretty good. Can't even lie.
That's a good
You
one.
won.
That's
you
a good
won
one.
Adobe Live today.
Yeah. Up in the YouTube chat, we have Raquel who says, I also use different tools in different occasions, but I'd love to hear your opinion. And I think you answered that earlier, where it was just whatever works best is what you're.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would rather use something that is working, and I like to keep the client in mind, of course. So if this is a stationary sticker type thing, it's not something that I would want to make too complicated for the client. If outlining it and then just putting down the colors and it's that easy is what I want to do, then and that makes it easier, then that's probably what I would go for.
Yeah, and you're using Live Paint, right?
I am using the Live Paint bucket tool, which is just a K shortcut on the keyboard.
Awesome.
And right now I'm kind of just cycling through these colors, kind of trying to get an idea. When things are on the fly, I always panic a little bit on like what direction I want to go for colors. But
Cody says, I like these vintage colors.
Thanks, yeah.
Robert says, looks like sardines and tomato sauce.
Oh, that's really cute. That's really, really cute.
So you could pull like a vintage kind of faded red in there.
Yeah, I would love that. I think I have some oranges in here.
And then Emma says, wavy text.
Ooh,
that could be fun.
I like that. We can mess around a little bit with the what is it? The effects panel, the stylize or distort, I guess.
Yeah. Natalie says, what are the 3 swatches above your tool?
3 swatches above my tool. We're talking
the
about
paint bucket.
Ooh, the paint bucket. Yeah. So these, honestly, I've never really thought about it. I kind of just know that the main swatch in the middle is what I'm using. Oh wait, yes I do. I do know the answer to this. I'm so sorry. So they are the swatches in my swatches library in the actual order of the swatches. I've never worked on like cycling through them as a shortcut. I usually just go over to my swatches library and click on it, but I'm sure there is a way.
Tab maybe?
Yeah, maybe. No.
What about that?
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, resized.
Nope, that didn't work.
Well,
no, that hid your menu.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So that didn't work. We tried. If anyone knows.
Yeah, throw it in the chat. I'm kind of feeling this like brassy, goldy orange. How do you feel about it?
I like it.
Cool. And for I realized I colored in the sardine, the color of the can. Yeah. But
I thought he was just in liquid.
Yeah, he's melting in. I'm thinking like for the sardine colors, I have some of these like bluish.
Oh, grays. I like that periwinkle.
Yeah, like purpley. I'm almost thinking maybe I want to get more in like a bluish gray.
That's nice
vibe. Too. This feels.
That's nice.
Kinda. I want it to be a little warmer, I think.
If you want to, if you go, you could drag it to almost like a slight greenish tint.
Yeah,
if you go
like
down a little bit,
here, maybe it'll flow with. We're getting there. Okay, so you know what we can do? Just because, might as well highlight it, right?
Yeah.
We can go ahead and swatch this. And go over to Adobe Colors. And use this.
And that's color.adobe.com.
Absolutely.
Raquel says it is for using the arrow keys to cycle through the colors. The central color is the one in use.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Sweet. Thank you, Raquel. We appreciate it.
You know what would be even better? Because we're here, we might as well highlight the tool. Let's use let's use Generative Recolor. We're getting stuck. We're trying to figure out how we're trying to do this. We have a little bit of time left. Let's hop into it.
We've got about 7 minutes, which is plenty of time.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and go into object. Over here we should have color.
It might be under edit.
Edit
colors.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Generative Recolor. There we go. Reading on the fly, it's real hard, you know? So
you're like, I know where all the tools are, and then you're under pressure, and you're like, I don't know where anything
straight
is.
Up. So maybe let's do like vintage, like fish color, tin fish.
What if you did like vintage fishing poster?
Fishing poster. I like that.
Vintage fishing advertisement.
Let's see what we can do. I really love this tool. It's so helpful.
It's nice because it lets you, really mess around with different color styles and see what might work best.
This is so fun. Like, it's a little too dark. But working in these variations.
I did like that last one, though.
This
that
one
was
right here? Or this one?
I like that red.
Yeah,
the red and the salmon color.
Fun. I almost want to
You can also hit generate again and get another slew of colors.
Let's see. Yeah, this is super cool.
This is where I do I get the FOMO syndrome where I'm like, but what if the next one is like the winning one?
Truly. I am leaning towards this. This is like really appealing to my eyes.
That's really nice.
You into
actually.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
That teal is
It's popping. It's
perfect.
And then we can just throw our text behind it. What I like to do, and with the alignment, all I'm doing is just clicking on the actual text itself, clicking Command and bracket and throwing it behind it.
Yeah.
I like to do a little like copying my image and then just adding like a little white stroke around it just to give it a little bit of a pop, you know. Maybe even like in this case we'll probably do like a cream stroke because that makes a bit more sense.
There's also, so you have your way of doing it. There's also a way you can do your offset stroke.
True.
An offset path, and that will also do the same thing, but the way you do it is more like how I would do it.
It's fast, right? Like,
yeah.
And what I'm thinking, and how much time do we have?
We have 4 minutes before we have to start winding down.
Cool. So I think we have enough time to go into Adobe Express.
Heck yeah.
So I'm going to just group this up really quick.
Okay.
I have a fun idea of maybe trying to, let's do.
Zadok says that they're loving the cool colors on the warmer background.
Hey, love that. Thank you, Zadok. That is actually one of my friends.
Oh, is it?
So thanks for tuning in, Zadok. It's good to see you. He's a very, very talented graphic designer.
Nice.
And you should definitely check out his stuff as well.
Well, welcome to the chat. Thanks for hanging out.
So I am going to go ahead and first, most importantly, save. Go ahead and click Command S. And I'm going to go over to export and just export my artboards. I'm doing this for the sake of time. We'll go ahead and into our sketches and just save it out as tinned fish. And I'm exporting these artboards separately, and I'll show you why in a second. I know there's ways that you can work in libraries. Personally, I just like working with the tools themselves. We'll hop over to Adobe Express and see if I can import my guys in here. I want to resize this because right now, let's see if we can go by inches. We're 8 by 10. Enter, resize. And I love how easy this is to do. Just being able to hop right in and bring stuff over. Drag and drop.
Oh, yeah.
We'll resize this guy. Maybe I did have it actually 8 by 10, which is nice. And we'll go back over here. Grab our Finder folder and just drag over our, oh, you know what I realized? This is probably not a transparent PNG.
Oh, no.
So I'm just going to export this out real quick. And sorry I'm working so fast on the fly. I definitely want to highlight this this Adobe Express stuff because it's a blast.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And then let's go ahead and drag over our transparent PNG. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, it's perfect.
It worked.
So
Hooray.
what we can do is we can kind of get it aligned up. There should be an alignment tool over here somewhere. Again, working on the fly. Oh, there we go, up here. There we go. And then we can just align it to the center, middle.
I love that overlap. That looks real nice.
And something I love to do, because I think it's fun, is just add a little animation looping with it. Because it's cute, it's fun. Like, you know, get to mess around with some stuff. There's a few different ones in here that I like a lot. Like, you can kind of adjust them. Maybe less intense.
I will say what I really like too is when it's stationary, how the top of the can tab nests right into that L in the eye.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Like it's one of those things that's like unintentional, but it worked.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that we landed on. I don't know which one is popping out to me, or any of these kind of.
That I kind of like that.
The pulsing.
Yeah, because you could kind of see that like he's feeling fine.
Yeah, that's
a little bit
really
of a
cute.
Club like yeah.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's land on that. I'm a big fan of this.
I like it. It's just subtle enough.
Yeah. And now we can have something to post up on our social media.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Look at you. And the timing, we've got about 5 minutes to wind things down. So if there's any last things you want to do, if anyone has any last questions for Jacob, now's the time to get them in.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and make sure that you're sticking around because we have several more streams coming on up.
Yeah, 100%. The next few streams are going to be so much fun.
Yes.
I think.
It's going to be a fun time.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to go ahead and download this just to make it postable. If you want to see any of this work, of course, feel free to head over to my Behance. It's just by Jacob Paris. I'll hopefully have this all portfolioed up and ready to be a looker by the time these streams are over and get everything set to go. But yeah, I mean, I'm super happy with how this turned out. I'm really excited to have a full kind of library of, I guess, different tin fish. I definitely want to finish this series, so I might try to do that on my own time. So I definitely look out for that. And if you ever feel like you want to give your input on like some more fun fish puns, feel free to shoot me a DM.
We did get one.
Oh yeah?
In tins.
Oh, that's cute. I'm writing these down. I'm writing all of these down.
You could just do like so in tins.
So in tins. Honestly, I feel like this, you could do multiple different text.
Oh yeah.
For something like this.
And it would work.
Absolutely. All right. So.
Oh no, we haven't. Keys, 5 minutes, but you are far from fin-ish though.
That's very funny. Claps to you, Keys. That's
you
so
know what's
funny.
actually, you know what's funny is you're doing fish and stuff. It's mermaid.
It is mermaid. It's all on theme. It was all intentional.
This was totally planned.
Yeah, we 100% planned this from the beginning.
Just getting started.
We're just getting started. That is absolutely true.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
All right. So I'll save this out for us. I think we're kind of rounding out to our wind down time.
Yeah. So we've got a few minutes. So let's quickly recap. What did you do today?
Yeah. So we worked in Illustrator as well as Adobe Express in making some fun little posters. A series coming very soon. We took some input from the audience on what we should do for our names, and we got some great puns and some really fun stuff. We worked with the curvature tool and as well as the shapes tool, worked with the cut tool, and kind of brought this sketch that we have over to the left to life and kind of made it a sticker, an animated fun thing going on. So we got a whole series started, and
Very
I guess,
nice.
like they said, we are just getting started.
We are. Well, and it's clever put in here, coefficients.
Coefficients.
What a coefficients. So, yeah. Yeah, and everyone's asking who's doing mermaid. Cody says not this year, but
Oh,
yeah. But I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with here, what you're going to do with these, because you could take these even further and like mock them up.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like there would definitely be some opportunity. And if you're watching in the chat or working on your own posters in the chat, I would definitely kind of mess around with like some mock-ups, and maybe this might be a hint to what's coming up later. We might be messing around with some mock-ups.
Yeah.
Later today.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
So where can everyone find you?
Yeah, so they can find me on all platforms, either at by Jacob Paris on Instagram, on TikTok, as well as on my portfolio. You can just type in byjacobparis.com or Paris Jacob, and it should pop up. And look out for some Instagram tutorials, TikTok tutorials. I also have a Patreon if you want to see more stuff like this and support in any way. But I always love just having people learn. So if you want to pop over and just check out a video, that's more than enough for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us today. Thank you, Jacob. This was really fun to see.
Thank you.
This was fun to watch your process. Make sure you stay tuned because we are coming right back in a few minutes with myself. And then followed by a DIY merch drop with Jacob and branding a picnic company with Amy Chan.
Woo.
So make sure you stick around and we will see you all shortly. So thank you. See you soon.
Bye, guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy and I will be your host for the next hour. I have the very talented illustrator Shauna right here next to me, and she will be showing us how to create ad campaigns for an app that she created on Adobe Illustrator, as well as taking it further into another step and bring it to Adobe Express to create more animations. So before we dive right in, I want to thank you everyone that is tuning in into Behance and YouTube. We are streaming live today in San Francisco, so do let us know in the chat where you guys are streaming in from. We would love to say hi. I do see that we have Jeff, and then we have Keys coming in here, and Robert. So hello everyone. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Shauna.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing so good as well.
Good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do, and what are you going to be showing us today?
Awesome. Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm Shauna Lynn. I am an illustrator primarily located in the Chicago area. I also do graphic design. I went to school for graphic design, transitioned into illustration, and then from December to March, hyper-focused and built an app, designed and built an app. But some of my work that I have is most of my work is illustration. So I've got like this little like fake middle grade novel that I illustrated. Just like, you know, like I said, primarily all of my work is illustration. So I don't have a lot to show in the way of design work, but I have this app I built for figure skating because I figure skate, as some know. And so basically the reason I built it was there used to be an app that allowed me to delay music so that I had time to hit play and get to my start point. It had not been updated since like 2017, so it hasn't been available in the App Store for years, and it didn't transfer to my phone. So I, in my, as the Gen Zers say, the Delulu is the Solulu thing. I was like, I
love that.
Yeah, I was like, I could build this.
I can build an app. Like, why not?
I could do this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I deep dove and I just went hard and I designed it all out within like about an afternoon, and then I did a lot of like updating over the.
In an afternoon.
It was a very basic, very basic. It didn't hit this point until a few weeks in because I was adjusting as I went based on like what I knew how to do. Like I did a tutorial from Apple in order to learn how to make cards for apps in Xcode.
Okay.
And the thing with this is like the cards needed to each be connected to an individual song that the user could upload. And so then when you tap the song, it opens up the MP3 player, which has an option for you to. I also did the branding. There are 2 skate blades and a play button that make a repeat.
Look at that. Yes.
Make the repeat symbol.
Yeah.
But basically, like, people can upload their MP3 or WAV. They can customize what name it shows, and they can customize the level or whatever they want to put in that second line, and then pick a color that they want the card to be.
Cute.
Mainly because I don't have any ability to make groups yet, and that's a future thing that I'm working to do, so that people can group their songs together. So that right now they can like color code based on like all my dance ones are this color, all my freestyle are this color.
I love that.
But so one thing that I wanted to make sure you could do was delay and repeat. So you can cycle through this for no delay, 5, 10, or 15 seconds. And so you set that. Generally, you can set it on repeat if you want to do more than once running through it. And so what you do is then you hit play, and the little blue line, it will count down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it ticks down so that you have time to get from where you hit play, which is generally like in the hockey box, and run to your spot. Like 15 seconds is usually really good if you have to get in and out of the hockey box. If you're just going from the wall to your spot, like 5 to 10 works.
Wow.
So it is available in the App Store.
Oh my God.
It was built for figure skating, but it also works for dance, ballroom, cheer, anything that requires you to practice to music, where having the option to delay it, to have a delayed start would help. Because it also keeps you from having to add like empty space before your MP3, or have to like finagle and like hit repeat, put it at the end, and then let it restart while you run to your spot.
Gotcha.
So there's,
very stressful trying to figure that like timing out and everything. Like, am I in the right spot? And then like 1 second over, you're like, oh shoot, I have to restart again. Oh God.
and with ice dance too, you have these pattern dances, and everything is so set to a certain point in the song, and it has to be on the beat. So like if you are just like 1 second too late, it throws off your dance.
Gotcha.
So it makes it a lot easier for you to practice. You don't have to wait and like ask someone to hit play for you, things like that. So I released this last month on like March 14th-ish. I built a couple ads so far for it. I had a small ad in a program at my old ice rink. They host a competition, so they let me put an ad in there because I do the program for them. Nice. So I have these ads where it's just your perfect practice companion, play, delay, and replay your program music. And right now it's only available for iOS. The plan is to get it available on Android as well, but that's a whole other language I have to learn that I am in the process of learning.
One step at a time. This is already amazing. Like, I'm blown away.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
Yeah. You telling me you built an app just like that. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
Honestly, it was a lot of fun because I have a lot of friends that were really hyped about it. So they were definitely cheering me on, and that helped me, like, that kind of helped keep me going.
Yeah.
And then it was really fun because then I was able to pull them on as beta testers.
Oh, that's always very important to make sure like we're testing it out, make sure like the timing and everything does work out and stuff like that. Okay.
Because like how I use it is not going to be how like my friend uses it or how this other person uses it, and so they're going to find potential bugs that I might not find. So thankfully, like, and people have been really nice so far. Like, I've had a lot of people where like one person said like this feature isn't working yet, so I was able to pop in and like quickly fix it because I didn't realize it wasn't working. It just something kind of messed up in the code.
Right.
Because I'm very good at breaking code. And then I did have someone though, because I have the clock on the MP3 player, and that is for virtual testing for figure skating, because you have to show the time and date that you're filming it.
Okay.
And in order to make things easy, because otherwise you're juggling like 3 phones filming, showing the time on your screen, and then like trying to get into the phone to hit play on the music. So I was like, I'm going to make it easy and do this.
Yes,
and it makes it a lot easier. And like right now, my like this mock-up isn't correct because this time is not this time, and I have a corrected one somewhere, but I couldn't find it because my files are a mess. I have to go through and fix them at some point. But that was, I had someone though that reached out and they're like, "Hey, I noticed that like the numbers at the top don't match the numbers in the length of my music." And I wrote back and I go, are you talking about the big numbers at the top? And she goes, yeah. And then immediately she writes back, that's a clock. Because she just happened to look at it in the 1 o'clock hour where she, like, her music may have been like a minute 30 and it said like a minute 42.
I see.
So she thought, and I think it was it just made my day. I just thought it was really funny. It was very innocent. It made my day because I was just like, that was something I never thought someone would get confused over. But when I saw it, I was like, that makes total sense.
Yeah, and they're like absolutely like literally using your app and trying it out and are willing to reach out to you like, hey, I noticed something. So like at least like if there's anything going on, then you would hear back from them. Yeah. And you can always revise and like do more.
Exactly. And that was my whole thing is like I want people to know that like, I want them to feel like they can approach me and that they can go and let me know if something's wrong because there are things I won't catch because I don't use it in the way they may use it. So what I've done is I have imported all of my assets, basically. Yeah. So I have these 2 different backgrounds that I use for my ads. And one is just a simple gradient. Other is this really nice periwinkle and blue combo with circles that there was no reason for doing them. I just thought it was cool.
I love it. Did you just make it in Illustrator?
I did, yeah. Yeah. And these are good. Just... I have this clipped, so like these are radial gradients. So, and I think they've got, they're set to overlay.
Gotcha.
So they're layered on top of each other. So like that one's on top of this one, and then this down here, and these
2 more overlapping.
Yeah. So it worked out to where it makes some additional colors, whereas the color it's using is just this periwinkle, and the different adjustment modes or the appearance. I think there are appearance modes in Illustrator. Yeah. Just makes it much easier to get a bunch of different colors without having to have a massive palette.
Absolutely. Sometimes it gets so confusing with so many colors, and you're like, wait, which one did I just use again? I don't even remember. It's okay.
Exactly. And then like I have this nice little gradient because my goal with this app was I wanted it to be calm. I didn't want it to be very stark colors. I wanted it to be easy to read, so that like if you're videotaping with your phone, it needs to be able to be legible.
Yes.
Because what happens right now is like you have to show the time on your lock screen, and a lot of times what's happening is people have like pictures and stuff in the background, so it compromises the legibility. So I wanted something that was So I wanted something that was very easy, very easy to look at, and it wasn't going to be like harsh contrast. So we have this gradient that gets used, and then I have a color palette that kind of falls within this gradient. And the only one that's kind of an outlier is this like teal color. But I wanted a grouping of colors that worked nicely together.
I love it. It's really, that color palette right there. Everything is like so consistent and cohesive. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited how it turned out. And like I've done little things since I released it where I like the repeat button I added, it now toggles where it says on and off. So it's very clear if it is on or off. And then I added this just actually the other day because I've had a couple people request things as well, which is really kind of fun because I'm like, these are things that I wouldn't think to add. Oh, thank you, Cody, for popping it in chat. Appreciate you. I had someone say, like, would it be possible to code in the ability to slow down your music so that you can go through you can go through the footwork slower to get used to it before you play it at full speed.
That would be really helpful. I love that.
Yeah. So what it does, I was trying to think of like the easiest way to make it look like clear what it was, and so it's kind of it's like a speedometer. Because I couldn't find any icons that worked, and I was like, well, what if I did this?
No,
and
this is cute. I love it. That's
Thank
How
you.
many speeds did you
just
create? Just 2.
Yeah, so it's 1x, which is full time, or it's 0.7.
0.7.
Because anything below that was too slow, and it warped the audio too much.
Ooh, okay. That makes sense.
And like 0.75 was kind of more of a sweet spot, but my friends were like, do 0.7 and see how that goes.
Okay.
So it's like just enough to slow it down to where you can, really work through your elements.
See, feedback from people. That's exactly what we always need.
Exactly. And then I've got like a +10, -10, so you can skip forward or skip backwards 10 seconds.
Love that. I see in the chat that we have Shahir joining us from Johannesburg, South Africa. Hello. We have Mick from Lusaka, Zambia. And then we have Robert and Keys. So thank you so much for everyone that is joining us. And Keys is even saying that he's loving the pastel colors, like pastel are making a comeback, which I agree.
This periwinkle has made a... It has shown up in so much of my work lately. Like you can see this.
Oh, yes.
These like pastel-y colors are very much my work that I do.
But it really just like draws the eye, and it's so soft and so nice. And I even love like the name of it, periwinkle. Like doesn't that just sound so?
It just sounds like cute.
Yeah, and it just makes you so happy. Yeah, so that's exactly. I love it.
And like my one big worry with the app was like I didn't want it to be too girly, but at the same time I'm like I like these colors, and if I'm using it, I want to like it.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the feedback has actually been like people really like the color scheme, and so that's been fun.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. So I thought, I'm like 10 minutes in, and I'm just still talking. Sorry guys, but
you
I had to break all that down. But so I thought I'd do some ads. I think we will do. An Instagram story ad.
Ooh, okay.
We'll do a post ad, and then we'll go into Express and do a reel.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Show us your creative ways.
Yeah, and then I have libraries as well. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know the icon off the top of my... There it is. So I've already imported my two backgrounds into my Creative Cloud libraries. And then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to import in the little song bars, because I have this idea for at least one of the at least one potential reel where like they each slide in.
Ooh, I love that, animating it. It's just like that.
Yeah,
that would be really cool.
So that's kind of my hope. And then if anyone has like suggestions for copy, I'm totally open to it, because the best I've come up with so far right now is like Skate Loop's MP3 practice app, or your perfect practice companion, play, delay, and replay.
Give us some puns. I love puns when we can like incorporate them. It's like, yes.
We had some really good puns in the last stream.
Yeah, I was seeing it too, and I was like, I love that.
There were some really good ones. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work within this file, because I have all my stuff here.
Yes.
I'm gonna hit Shift O, and that's gonna give me the option to make a new artboard. And up in the top corner here, I can go to custom, and I can pick what I want it to be. So right now it's like you have the option of like iPhone X, you've got your Google Pixel, Surface Pro, Apple Watch, and I don't really need any of those things. I just need a square for Instagram. So I'm going to click and drag with, why is that? Hold on. There we go. I must have hit something. Oh, why is it doing that? That's weird.
Which one are you pressing?
I had something clicked, but it's not letting me do...
Like a square, right?
Yeah, that's weird. I've never had that happen before. Okay, so we're going to troubleshoot, guys.
I usually do. Let me see.
Yeah, because for some reason it's doing iPhone size, like iPhone screen size. And I'm not sure why it's continuing that. Because it should be just custom. Unless, I don't know. We'll do letter, and then we'll just... There we go. Okay, I don't know why it was doing that, but... Oh, no, it's still doing weird things. Oh, well, I'm just going to do this manually then. So I'm going to change the width to 8. I'm going to change the height to 8. And I will figure out later why it's doing that, because heck if I know. Okay.
Sometimes it'd be like that. It's okay. We're all good.
Yeah. Sometimes things just happen. And if anyone in chat knows why, I'm open to hearing how to fix that.
Yes.
Because it's probably, honestly, it's probably just a very simple fix.
It probably is.
Yeah, it's like...
rarely use that function, so I'm like, I was just trying to do it on my side too.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, I don't have the answer either.
Yeah. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. Yeah. I'm going to paste this over here. And I'm not very precious with like how this warps. I don't really mind if it gets weird, because it's
a background.
It's my branding. I'm just gonna let it do what it wants to do. So I think for this, what I'd like to do is to highlight these little song cards. I don't have them grouped together, so we're going to group these real quick.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we're going to group.
Hi, Nigel. I see that we're here from Colombia.
Oh,
welcome,
wow.
Welcome.
Adobe Live is so far-reaching.
Yes. Worldwide, international.
Yeah. Also, I have the typeface I'm using for this is Nunito.
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 That sounds very familiar. Oh, yeah. I've used that before. Yeah. Of
It's
course.
what I like about it. It's got these little. It's very rounded.
Yes.
So it just feels very soft.
Not too much in your face, and especially paired with that color palette.
Yeah.
Everything flows very well.
Yeah. It matched nicely, and it was nice because it lets the. It doesn't like feel like it's pulling away from the design, and it makes it easy to read. Because I tried other typefaces, and anything that had a harsh edge, it didn't work as well.
Gotcha. Is this a Adobe font?
That's a great question. I think I might have gotten it from Google Fonts because I needed it for the app, so I had to be able to download it.
Let's see. Google font. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Oh, and they do have it in Adobe font as well.
Perfect.
I guess both. Yeah.
Good. Well, I have it installed on the computer because in order to do a custom font in Xcode and stuff, you have to be able to like load the typeface in there. So I needed the TTF files.
Gotcha.
So I think we're gonna let me get rid of these two. We're gonna pull these down because I did one thing. I did this thing in my Behance case study that I just loved how it looked, and it was
so professional. Honestly, the way everything is laying out right now, I'm like, wow.
I never do case studies, so like I'm very proud of this one. But I liked how this looked.
I do too.
Just like laid out.
I do too.
I thought that was just it was real nice. So it maybe I have to like change the background or something, but we can also change like what the songs are. Let me double check that this is in CMYK mode or not CMYK, RGB.
RGB.
Yeah, it's in RGB. Okay. Because that doesn't look as. It's funny because it with this background color, the way color interacts, it makes this look more purple than it is, but it is the exact same purple.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're looking at it at the very long time, or like the contrast between like different colors and stuff like that, and you're just like, wait, are we the same? And I always will have to like double check like the hex code and everything, and I'm like, I swear this is the same.
And it's wild. Like, see, I'm pulling this in just so I can show everyone.
Yeah, double check it.
So you can see like it looks more purple against the gray, but it is the exact same shade, and it's just the way that the background interacts, it makes it look like it's a different shade. Color theory is wild.
Absolutely.
With that, I like this particular layout of colors together. So we're gonna pull the pink and do the purple, and we're gonna do the teal. The teal's that's my little outlier. I'm gonna pull them close and
align it and make sure it's.
Yeah, I'm adjusting the spacing so that they're nice and tight. So that I think works there. Because then I'm gonna put text up here, and then I'm gonna grab that little available in the App Store stuff. I'm gonna copy that, paste it over here. I'm gonna ungroup it because I had it grouped, and then we're gonna drop the size of that just a little bit. And then I'm going to increase. I double clicked so it's isolated. And double click out. So we've got that there. And these may not be pretty ads. I may have to like redo them, but I need to find ways to like emphasize. So from here, I'm also going to get the horizontal logo.
I think it's looking great right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I am my own worst critic.
No, sometimes we're always so trying to be pitch perfect in like everything that we do and like nitpick everything. And then when you show it to someone else, and you're like, no, but I love it though. And you're like, wait, really? And they're like, I'm really not lying to you.
Yeah. It's just like, well, thank you. I feel so good.
Yes. Take it in.
Yeah. So And it's so funny because like I don't know if I really like the contrast between this and that. So I might, let me just for kicks try something. Let me see if pulling the gray in makes the difference.
I feel like that's what you were, because you were trying to like keep going back and forth with the color. I was like, I have a feeling she's gonna go with the gray in the end.
Yeah, and that gray is the same shade as the font colors. So I'm gonna go Command Shift bracket, left bracket. That's gonna send it to the back.
And I love that it's gray, not like the dark like black, straight up black, because it's so harsh. Sometimes it's so harsh, and sometimes we just need to find a darker gray that is so much more soft that like it goes well with everything.
Yeah. And that's actually a trick too when it comes to like print work.
Yeah.
You don't do solid black. You take it to like 95% gray, and it's just that little bit makes it easier to read.
Yeah.
I kind of like that better.
How do we feel? I
Yeah.
know.
I think I like that better for now. We'll see how it fans out.
Okay.
You know, how it pans out.
Okay.
I do prefer the white logo though against the dark gray. But I need
The text.
I need to figure out like what this can say.
Play delay.
So we've got play, delay, and replay your program music, but let's see.
Pop in the chat. Let us know, what do you guys think we should put as a description? Any fun puns? Anything that's coming into your mind? Let us know.
Yeah, right now we've got just customize your song list.
Yay. I have Dina from Northwest South Africa. Hello.
Wow, hello.
Welcome. Thanks for joining.
One thing I do like doing is I like doing this like offset.
Oh.
I've done that on a couple things, and it sometimes works and it sometimes doesn't. It worked on, I don't think I have them in here. I don't. It was this particular ad. It worked. It was working well because I had like the phone and the offset option.
I like that.
So maybe delete that.
I do like it here though, because you're reading it as I customize your song list, and immediately it goes through your song list like right there.
Yeah.
So I think it works really well.
So we'll do that. I'm going to drop this size down just a little bit so it's not as prominent. So let's see. We'll do that for now. We'll see how that works. May not be the best solution, but it's at least something.
I think it's looking great for now. Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We are heading almost 30 minutes into the live stream. So,
Oh, no.
Yeah. No, you are good. And then I do have a question from Jeff. Color question. If you are using it in ice skating rink, does the brightness of the rink affect your screen viewing?
Actually, not really, because you just have to pop your screen brightness as bright as it can go. But generally, the lights really don't mess it up much because you don't need to see it all that often.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know. Great question.
Yeah. So like, and a lot of rinks right now are using like the LED lights. So honestly, they hurt my eyes more than they affect phones because they're,
Gotcha.
yeah, they can be very painful. Okay, so we have Instagram reel size, and I need to see what.
Instagram reel 1080 by 1920 pixels. That's all I remember.
Oh, well, thank you. That saves me a search. Okay,
That's the only thing I try to remember. Instagram reels and like TikToks.
So
That's all I got.
width is 980 pixels.
Oh, 1080
Okay.
and then 1920.
Oh, okay. 1080 pics. And then, it's going to pull my stuff if I'm not careful. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to pull this over here. Then it can expand. Because if it overlaps, and you try to
with your
move it,
artboard,
it'll take my stuff with it. And we don't want that.
I've done it plenty of times before where I don't realize I was doing that, and then it pulled away, and I'm like, don't, you're messing everything up.
Yeah. You are the chosen one.
Command Z.
So I'm gonna pull these here as well. And what I did, I'm hitting Alt and dragging them. So you have to keep Alt held down while you do that in order for them to work in that way. So let's see, we'll just pop this same one in the background. And then for the sake of timing, I'm just going to copy these two. And then let's put 2 different songs in there so we don't have these repeated. So like random song. What do you?
Oh,
The pressure's on.
the pressure is so on. This is so bad. I don't know why, but Katy Perry just popped in my head.
Okay. So maybe like fireworks.
Fireworks, yes, why not?
Okay, and then we will change that to, so I do this based on, I write it down as like level and what it is. So let's do this as silver pears free skate.
Okay.
I think it's supposed to be singles now, but they changed all the terminology recently and I am stubborn.
It's all good. What's another one for you? What pops up in your mind?
Oh, did I not? Apparently I didn't, that one's not live. Let's fix that. I had to rebuild some of these last night and I guess I must have deleted the wrong layers. So what we're gonna do is just gonna select that. We're gonna hit I and we're gonna color pick. And actually, since I'm doing that, I could actually color pick that light blue.
Yeah.
And then, because I have 5 colors, so let's actually do that with this one and we'll pull this light purple. Okay, so one more song. Let me think. What would be a good one? We'll do The Yawning Grave from Lord Huron.
I love it. When you're designing, are you a music person, podcast person, watching TV, silence?
So I oscillate. Lately, it's been just like I play YouTube videos in the background.
Okay, like random. Like, do you have a specific type of like?
It
We're just like random. We're going on like.
It varies. Usually, it's like true crime.
Okay.
Or it'll be like Mr. Ballin, and he does like the story time type stuff.
Okay.
So he'll tell like some of his videos are like 3 places you should not go, but people went anyways. But it's like people getting stuck in caves. Like cave diving and like, I mean, like kind of tragic stuff. But
I see.
like things, it's like the morbid curiosity. So like I'll listen to that.
Okay.
And then I will also listen, like sometimes if I just need sound, I'll listen to music that has no lyrics.
Just the beats.
Yeah, like YouTube is really good with like the lo-fi ones.
Oh my God, yes.
Sometimes if I'm really feeling like I need like a boost, I will play the Innovations track music from Epcot and just play that on repeat. And then sometimes it actually depends what I'm working on. Like I have a project that came in that's a Christmas project.
Oh.
So even though it is May, I will more than likely be listening to Christmas music in the next couple weeks just for the duration of that project because I have to get
in that like mindset festivity mode and like, ooh, okay, I see that.
Yeah, because it's hard to design for, when the weather doesn't reflect and the time period doesn't reflect what you're working on. But one thing I need to keep mindful of with the reel is the fact that like you have content up here. So you don't want anything here because the little ticker.
The ticker and your name?
Yeah.
Profile and the name. Yep.
Yeah, so you've got like the little ticker plus the username. Yeah. Those will all block it. So you lose like the whole top 1/8 of this. And then the same is going to go for the bottom because you have the option to reply. For some people, some don't. But so I need to just like bring this up just a little.
And even on the right side with all like the save buttons and the share buttons and all of that stuff too. I know. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, there's so many like restrictions. But then I have a template now, a grid where I like try to, and then that's when it's like, okay, nothing on these sides. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. I think a good rule of thumb when it comes to working with like the reels and stuff is everything needs to have, you need to have safe space around it. Because anything outside of that, like if you think about it like print, like anything outside of the bleed or outside of the edge, like anything in the bleed is not going to print. So we'll do another just like customize your song list. And then I'm going to take the line spacing down just a little bit. So just customize your song
Jeff
list.
said that if you go to Yellow Brick Cinema on YouTube, they have a live stream of ambient music with artwork that looks like Firefly inspired. Ooh,
that's
really
fun.
Cool. Yeah. I have Zadak saying that I always have those 24/7 coffee shop jazz videos playing in the background. Honestly, same. Yeah. I feel that.
That's the way to do it. I used to listen to podcasts all the time. And one of my favorites is Stuff You Missed in History Class.
Ooh.
And it's really cool because it's you literally, it's stuff you don't really hear about in history class. And my favorite episodes are the ones that are called Unearthed, and they do them 4 times a year. And it's about like things that there's not enough stuff to make it one episode.
Okay.
And it's sometimes just like updates on things that were found. Like there was one where it was like, they unearthed like an Egyptian tomb. And another where it was like they found a missing painting by, some like Van Gogh or somebody that had been missing for years. They found it like in an antique shop or something. Like, so it's really cool because it's like a just kind of a summary of all these different things that have happened. And they'll say like, we covered this in episode blah, blah, blah. There's an update now.
I love that. That's so cool. Yeah,
so that one's really fun. So I've got these 2. And normally I'd use like one of these, but these can't go against these as like the background.
Yeah, it clashed a little bit too much.
Just a little.
It'll be hard for it to be legible and stuff like that too, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag these into my graphics. I'm going to drag them individually, and then I'll drag them as a group. And you just drag and you import it, and it will load it into your Creative Cloud libraries.
Yes.
So I'll increase that so it's just a little easier to see.
I wish there is a way that I can drag all of it and then like it's separately, like, so instead of like now individually, in the beginning when I have so many logos and everything like that, I'll be like, oh, let's drag all of it, and it'll just individually do it like how it does in asset export. It will individually do like create its own, but then it doesn't in the library, and I'm like, oh.
Let me see if did this put a okay, cool. I was able to add it. You can also like select all, and then you just go down to the little plus button and you can go add all.
Yeah.
For some reason it has all those colors there, but what I'd like to do is I want to see. No, that'll upload it as artwork. So we're going to select that. We're going to add a fill color. So I want to add these to my libraries so that I have them.
And then you could use it in your Express.
Exactly, because we're gonna bang out a real quick animation. Because I have these screens as well, and I like using the screens because I feel like it illustrates things very well.
It's really good mock-ups too, and it looks so professional and so real, lifelike, that it's like, oh wow.
It makes all the difference.
Absolutely.
And I will say there's like one way that I found to display screens as well that I really liked was this. Where is it? I have to go back up. It was this with just a outline. So using an outline instead of a phone. And so I thought that was also a really nice way to display and show it off without having the phone repeat constantly.
I agree. I love that. And just the way that it even looks like right now with that pattern, it automatically makes me like, wow.
Yeah, it's really fun because it ends up kind of pulling it all together, which is nice because that one color is such a repeat throughout the whole thing. And then these were like ads that I did originally when I was like teasing it to. There's a group on Facebook called Adult Skate 2, and it's over 10,000 adult figure skaters and skaters in like hockey and roller skating and stuff. Unfortunately, like the way that I did them, I guess I didn't give quite enough information because I was just teasing it. And I'd posted about doing it a while back. And I made a couple people mad apparently because they're like, why would you post this if you're not going to tell us what it is? And I'm like,
it's a teaser.
I'm like, that's the point. I'm supposed to get you excited about this. And so unfortunately,
like, it will come, I promise you.
Yeah. So finally, I had to do it and update it when I was like, so I guess what I did didn't work. Because I even had a woman block me because why would you do that if you were not going to show it? What even is it? What is it? Like she posted what is it multiple times. And so I finally wrote back and I'm like, it's an MP3 practice app. And she just blocked me. And I'm like, wow, we're mature.
Okay. It's all good. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm also an administrator in that group. And so then I had to like add in the rule because we kind of figured it went without saying, like, don't block the admins. So I had to go and add that back in. And someone else made a post. It was like, listen, if you blocked the admins, unblock. You're not supposed to do that. Wow. So, but this is what ended up getting posted so that people could see. So it gave kind of an idea.
Yeah, it does. It honestly does.
Yeah,
Your
just enough.
perfect practice companion.
Yeah. And I've continued to like, because like here it's a skating music player, but like on the App Store I was trying to think of ways to like make it stand out because it just said skate loops, and a group on Reddit was like, it's not really obvious what it is just by the name. So now it says Skate Loops MP3 practice app.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. So we're going to drag these in as well. Did I not? There we go. And then drag and drag. It defaults everything to like artwork, whatever. And I think it's because my artboards, but these aren't on artboards. So yeah, I'm not sure why it defaults the name to just like artwork this, artwork that. But you can rename them. I'm just lazy.
It's okay. That's usually how I am in my libraries too.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not alone.
I have so many assets and you're like, it's okay, I know what they are.
Yeah. The only time I name things is if I'm giving them to a client.
Yes, exactly. Inside the brand kits, that's when I was like, okay, I will take the time to name every single one of them.
Yeah.
But in libraries, it's all good.
Yeah. If I'm the only one who's going to be seeing the back end stuff, like no one needs to know.
Ooh, Robert is asking, do you do UI and UX as well?
I did for this.
Yeah.
I did for this. I got back into doing more design work. So I've designed like a website a few months ago. It hasn't gone live yet. But it was a Shopify website.
Ooh, what was it about? Or
it's I don't know if I can talk about it. It's,
okay.
it's through an agency,
Totally fine.
but it was a food related one, so it was kind of fun.
It's fun. I like that.
Yeah, it was
Was
fun.
that the first time that you were doing like UI UX or website design or?
I'd done a little bit prior to that because like I was in college 2006 2010. So like back then we were using Dreamweaver to do web design.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like Squarespace or anything, so we had to build our own websites from scratch. And so it was a lot of us like, if someone figured something out, we'd all message each other, and then all of us had that same code.
Gotcha.
And so I was not great at coding my own site and such, just because like my brain didn't think in that way. And nowadays, like I can think and code much easier than I did back then. But there's also way more resources now, whereas back then it was like you needed books.
Everything from basic to the scratch. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So ended up, so I do more now than I did before because I was not good at web in high school, or not high school, college. I didn't do anything in high school. I was not good at web in college, but there also wasn't like the inspiration and stuff there is now too.
That's very true.
So it makes a difference, kind of like, I always think like I have an iPad now for drawing, and I'm just like, if I had the tools that I have now back then, I would have been unstoppable.
I love that. But at least like you gave it a try again, and look at where you're at right now. You know,
Exactly.
like you build a website and now you're building an app too. So I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
Better late than never, right? So I opened up a new file in Express, and we're going to just call this Skate Loops.
Robert said he still uses Dreamweaver.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I've not opened that program in over 10 years. Once I was able to get like a Squarespace site, because this was prior to like Adobe Portfolio, and I was able to just like template stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't code anymore.
It's all good.
For a long time.
It's all good.
But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to your stuff, and I can click libraries, and then I can open up Skate Loops.
Sometimes it just feels so magical because you were just entering all of those elements like a minute ago. And then you refresh and there it is. And you're like, what is this? Oh my God.
Yeah, and here we go. And you can choose from Adobe fonts or add your own. So we're gonna look and find Nunito in here and see if it pops up fast enough. If not, we'll just deal with it later. Here we go.
Yeah.
So we got Nunito. So we're gonna add that into here. So we've got our fonts.
Got
and
all
then
your assets right there.
Yeah. So I'm going to use this to start. We're going to see what we can come up with. So I'm going to increase that. I'm just going to pull this over here so it kind of pulls a little bit of each. And
a little
then
top, a little bottom.
Yeah. And then I'm going to be honest, I haven't done a lot with animation yet. I've used templates. So this is all new.
Okay. It's all good. We will work with it together.
Exactly.
Keys said, have you tried Flash back then, Shauna?
I had to learn Flash. I sure did.
I actually do not know what Flash is. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
What is it?
Oh, you're young.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Flash was it's because of iPhones that Flash no longer exists. Because that was how you would build interactive websites. And animate and stuff. So it was a lot of animation and things you did back then. And because iOS didn't support Flash, it had to get phased out.
I see.
But the last time I used Flash, I was in college, and we each had to create a what did we create? It was you had to make like an interactive. There we go. Oh, that's where it went. Yeah, if you just click it, it'll pop it right into the center, and then if you
and then sometimes when you drag it, it goes into the background, and you're like, no, I don't want that.
And we're gonna align these. But I lived in Florida at the time, and so I lived very close to St. Augustine, which is a very historical part of the country. It's where Ponce de Leon landed, and it's also very haunted.
Oh.
And so
I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, it's a lot of history. And so I did a project about, my Flash project was about St. Augustine and the hauntings there. And so I animated this little orb that would go across the screen like as you switched screens.
Yeah, that's cute. I love that.
But yeah, so I did use Flash. I can't remember any other projects I did, but we also had to do what was it? Kinetic typography, which was animating type to music or to words. So if you ever see those videos where it's like the words pop up and they animate, that's exactly. Kinetic typography. And so I did one. What was mine? It was her Morning Grace or something like that. It was. Yeah, it was a song that was like really popular at the time, and it had a really cool music video where it was stop motion with like blankets and things. And so it was really cool to see.
That sounds really fun. I'm like, wow, so many possibilities right there. We are heading into the last 10 minutes for our live stream, so little FYI. Let us know if you guys have any more questions, comments, anything. Pop them in the chat. We'll love to answer them for you before we are heading into the end of the stream.
All right, so I'm going to click each layer. All right, so we're going to be honest. I've not done this before in regards to trying to animate.
Animated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all new for me. So, because like I said, I've used templates.
So I usually just go straight to animation, like right there.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, right there. And then there's 3 options: in, looping, out, and then you just play around with whichever you want.
Perfect. Okay, so I want it to come in.
Oh, sliding in, yeah.
And it's going to come in from this side. We do the same. Thank you, because I never would have found that because it's on the spot. And
no, you are good. That's the one thing that I love from Adobe Express is animating it, because I love motion, and sometimes it really just captures your eye instead of something that's just static. So I'm just anytime I can animate something, I will.
Yeah.
Or add transitions into it, I will.
Well, and Adobe Express has made it so easy.
Yeah, exactly. See, look at that.
And then if I wanted to do them each individually,
then I will change the timeline for each one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if it lets me. Nope.
Let's see.
Selected a layer to adjust timing.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's fine.
Well, there might be another way, but we'll still work on that. It's all good.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. What I am going to do, though, is because these are fighting, they're vibrating visually, we're just going to change this. We're going to change and put this color in the background. That's too dark. Here we go. Pull it from my additional colors.
There we go.
Yeah, my original plan was to use a template for this. So, I can also go in and do that later if I needed to, because templates are a great way to start it. So we'll pull this here. And I'm going to take the size of these down just a little bit. And then we're going to add text. Add your text. And we're going to use...
Nunito.
Look at that. That's a wild one back there. And I'm going to do extra bold. Is that too heavy? No, that'll be fine for now. And then we're going to do add your own music. And then I'm going to do the left align.
Are you going to offset it this time?
It's actually a good idea. Let's see if it'll let me do that. And then we're going to adjust the line spacing just a little tighter. And then again, I have to keep in mind that there's like stuff up here.
Clever said that part is tricky if you never tried the animation in Express, but you'll get it quickly.
Okay.
Which I agree. Sometimes you just need to play around with it, finagle it a little bit. Honestly, same. Like I've been using animation, but sometimes I'm like, wait, how do I change the timeline on like one specific part and not all of them? It takes time. That's okay. We're all good. We'll play around with it.
And it just shows like, we don't always know everything.
Yeah. And that's the fun of it too. Express has so many new features and everything like that. Honestly, just have fun with it. I love like honestly playing music in the background or YouTube or whatever, and then just on Express like do anything and everything and just like figure out all the new features and like play around with it. How do I create reels? How do I add this and that? And like, oh, okay, 2 hours passed. Yeah. Great.
Now what I'm going to do for all of these is I'm going to adjust the animation so that I can
longer.
So that's nicer because when it's just
it was too harsh. Yeah, too harsh.
We don't want
wait, what?
Yeah, so we'll do that,
and
then we'll do an out animation as well.
Ooh.
And we'll let it slide so that it slides back out. So that'll go, and then it'll be there, and then it'll go bye.
Nice.
And then what I'll do here is then we'll switch over. And how much time do I have?
You have 5 more minutes.
All right. We've got this.
We got this.
So now I'm going to do the little iPhone screen. We're going to make it nice and large-ish. The hard thing is like you can see it here, but then you have to think like with all the boundaries and things, and then it's like
and then the actual screen. So sometimes like I need to like full screen it on my phone just to make sure am I doing this correctly.
Yeah. And then you're just like, oh no, I want it to work properly.
Yeah.
Okay, now do I want it to? Oh, do I like that?
I like that. I like how it just lights up.
Yeah, I'm wondering though because I liked the idea of the drop too coming from the bottom.
Longer duration, yeah.
Personality. Oh my God, personality.
Yeah, personalities too, like a soft little. Ooh.
What is energetic?
And then you're like, what is bold or loud?
I don't know what. I'm not sure it's like made much of a difference, but
yeah, I know it's so fun to play around with.
And then right now, what I'm going to do is just some like visual aligning because you have it like if it's perfectly centered, sometimes visually it doesn't look centered. So you have to do a little bit of like visual. Like I do that with type too. Like typography, it can be perfectly kerned mathematically, but you also have what's called optical kerning. And so you visually go in and you do the adjustments manually, and then that way you can fix it yourself. Because sometimes it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And so you have to do a little bit of adjusting. And so in this case, because of the weight of this side versus this side, it does make it feel a little off center. So you just have to like kind of like move it as needed.
Just a little bit.
Just so it works a little bit. So we've got that. And then, yeah, we don't need adjustments there. And
we are about to be ending our live stream very soon.
Okay.
But Shauna is just going to be finishing up her. Is this an Instagram reel or a TikTok reel?
Instagram
reel. I love it. Okay. But yeah, it's been such an amazing like time being able to watch your like workflow and be able to see how you built, like hear you talk about how you built your app and then creating like these social graphics for the app. It's like, wow, from that process of like the beginning of creation into where it is now, it's like, it's amazing. So I'm so happy for you.
Yes.
Customize and play.
I'm gonna take the size of that down because
I
don't have
a little bit more. Yeah.
Don't have enough room to like make it do the offset thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we were to play this from the beginning, let me give this a transition in.
Are you looking for animations?
Yes.
Yes.
Where did that go?
Click on.
There it is.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Scroll
I was
down.
like, where am I?
All right, we're gonna do. Oh, that's cute. It's got a little bounce. Watch
Just
it.
wait. Ooh.
It's got a little bounce.
Yeah.
That's adorable. I want it to go a little longer, and then we're gonna have it do like 3 bounces.
3 bounces. I love how many bounces you can even choose.
Yeah, I think it says it only goes up to like 4. I think, but I don't know. Does it give me
I
more?
still love that.
No. If you increase the time, it doesn't give you more bounces, unfortunately. And then this is just gonna stay as is. And then I'm gonna do the same with this one. We're gonna add the animation. We're gonna do bungee. Do it a little longer. Give it 3 bounces.
I'm excited to see this.
So if I were to see if I can zoom it in just a little bit. All right, we'll see if that works enough. So we're gonna go and hit play. So we've got add your own music. And I would probably shorten that just a little bit, but we got customize and play. And then I've got like 1 minute to quickly add like available now in the App Store. So I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna grab skate loops. I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna increase the size of it. And then we're gonna let this one bounce in too because I like bungee. It's just cute.
It's so fun.
It's just cute.
And I think like it fits perfectly for the brand too, with like figure skating and everything. It's just like the movement of it. Yeah. Available in the App Store and soon in. Is it called? I'm so bad at this.
Android.
Is it just Android? Is that what it's called? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Available now in the, I don't think we need to say it. Yeah. Everyone knows if you say App Store, I think it's clear. It's iOS. Available now in the App Store. And then we'll put coming soon to Android. We're going to decrease the size of that. Available now in the App Store. And actually, I'm going to switch out the logo for that. And that one, we're going to do the stacked logo because there's room for it.
And yeah, looking good. I think we are heading to our last minute. So I really want to thank you, Shauna, for showing us all of your creative process. Your creative brain has been so fun to pick at. So thank you for everyone that is tuning in on Behance and YouTube. If you are missing a little bit part of our stream or you want to catch the replay, you can definitely watch it on Behance and YouTube. Stick around for the next hour as we have Jacob coming back to show us how he is going to design his merchandise line on Adobe Illustrator as well as generating mockups on Adobe Firefly. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amy, and I will be your host for the next hour. I have the amazing another illustrator, Jacob, right here, that is going to walk us through today on how to design your own merchandise line on Adobe Illustrator while using the new mockup beta tool, and then also generating mockups on Adobe Firefly. So thank you so much for everyone that's tuning in on YouTube and Behance. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from. Super stoked with what we have in the stream. So yeah. Also, Jacob, let us know a little bit about yourself, what you do, and walk us through what we're going to see today.
Yeah, thank you for the amazing intro. I feel very flattered. My name's Jacob, better known as by Jacob Paris. You can find me pretty much anywhere if you type in either Jacob Paris or by Jacob Paris. On my website, I have a lot of my work, including some of the projects I've done with Adobe, as well as just some character designs and my passions of drawing in general. I also make tutorial videos on TikTok in short form, and as well as Instagram, and post some of my work on there as well. I really enjoy character designing and just drawing fun things from things that I like. So I think we're going to do that today, which I'm super excited about. And I'm just going to hop right into it if that sounds good with you.
Go for it.
And thanks for everyone who's watching and joining in. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be working on a t-shirt design, and I have some inspiration that I came from like monsters and, you know, big kaiju movies. So put that together, got some text down. I think this text, I'm hoping, I tried to be as respectful with the Japanese text as possible, but it should just say kaiju. So we've got this guy, and we've got this guy as well. And these are my initial preliminary sketches. You can probably tell from like the shaky lines. And we're just going to vectorize them in Illustrator and get them kind of rocking and rolling and get them on some t-shirts.
Absolutely. I love it. Honestly, like seeing that graphic and on a t-shirt, like of course I will wear that.
I love like the cutesification of stuff, you know?
Me too.
And I feel like, you know, it's a delicate line that you can cross with trying to do that type of stuff. It's something I've had to learn over time of like, you know, the balance of, I think we had this conversation actually a while ago about like being a classically trained artist and then breaking the rules of like design, right? And breaking the rules of
what the standards and like everyone is telling you and what you first learned, like this is how it should be.
Exactly. Kind of like drawing outside of the lines type. It's real fun.
Yeah. Thinking outside, painting outside the box
Absolutely.
for us.
Yeah, digital painting outside the box.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
really is.
name of the stream today. No,
I love it.
But yeah, so right now I'm just kind of working in the Shapes tool. This is probably my favorite tool to use in Illustrator just because I can get a rough idea down and mix it with the Align tool to kind of just get my basis of like what I'm working around. And obviously this has a very like, I guess, specific border that I'm working within and that it's breaking out of. So usually start with that and get things aligned, like grouping these up and aligning these with this box itself, just so everything is nice and aligned. Use that word a few times.
All good. For anyone that is just tuning in, welcome, welcome. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, please pop it into the chat and let us know. Me and Jacob here would love to answer any questions you got.
Yeah, absolutely. And anything about the workflow or anything like that, feel free. I am an open book. I just enjoy designing. I enjoy drawing a lot.
It.
Yeah.
How long have you been designing, drawing, been in the art space since you were born?
Yeah, I wish that was the case.
In the womb.
Yeah, just, you know, doodling up Picasso. No, so I started in high school is when I started like doing traditional drawing. When I say traditional, more just like, you know, painting and things like that. And I never really was one to have that stuff click for me. Like I am not professionally trained as an artist. I didn't go to college for that type of stuff. So I kind of dabbled in it in high school and gotten some AP classes and then expanded more. I kind of let it go and then expanded more in during COVID. The inspirational time for everyone.
Honestly,
so I hopped into the Adobe suite. I was already a little familiar like with Photoshop and things like that, but Illustrator was its own beast
Absolutely.
because it can seem intimidating. But I hopped into it. I watched some tutorials. I've watched some Adobe Lives, truly. And, or I should say, like, streams at the time.
That's what everyone is doing here, too.
Yeah. And
we're learning all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just getting people's perspective and seeing it broken down, like this process right here, just helped so much for my growth in this field. And then I started printing my own stuff, like with T-shirts and stickers, and here we are.
Here you are. Wow, I absolutely love that. And I think we really connect because like we have very similar story too.
Right.
I don't have like a design background as well. And it truly was like during the COVID time, during pandemic, it's like, okay, what am I gonna do? Well, I always love art too. And that's where it was something that like I loved doing, but I never really like pursued it as much and really thought much about it either. And it's like, oh, Adobe, I know about it. But I have no idea how to use Illustrator, how to use Photoshop. It was so intimidating too.
Absolutely.
Just the thought of it. But I was just like, well, I have nothing to do either way.
Yeah.
So why not hop on YouTube, go on Adobe Labs and like check out the streams, like just watch how people work.
That's so funny. I mean, like I don't know. I feel like Adobe is so like helpful with like learning and like doing these things, and like I'm very thankful that like that is the ecosystem that kind of like you learn under, right? Like we were like in a very digital age of like, back then, not really back then, really, probably when we were in high school, like it was like computer lab, and then you learn how to do the things on the computer, and then you never touch Adobe again. And now like you have Express and you have Premiere and you have like all these different programs that just are super accessible to start, and like you can do stuff like this in Express. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And especially for like a lot of my clients that are not as tech savvy, and they're like, well, I don't want to learn a new program or this and that because just the thought of Adobe would be a little bit intimidating. But I'll be like, no, Express is changing the game.
Yeah, like hop into it, have fun, because
just
like
play around.
Exactly. These things like this should be fun at its core, I feel like, because if you're doing it for, not necessarily work per se, but if you're doing it to chase the bag or whatever, it tends to lose its
intentions and like just like the fun and the play into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm just gonna adjust these lines right here. Right now, I'm just working with the curvature tool. You'll probably be seeing that a lot. To get these fit all into one stream, I'm definitely going to be kind of working a little fast and kind of doubling back on the tools I'm using, but a little mix of the curvature tool as well as the a smooth out tool, like the smooth tool in the object panel. It just makes things very, very fast and very, very convenient.
I have Julian that said that this design reminds me of the Reptar from Rugrats, but the Japanese cartoon version of it.
Hey, thank you so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, like when it comes to my artwork in general, I take a lot of influence from cartoons, and I'm sure there's some, internal Rugrats-esque thing that's coming out because I watched so much Rugrats as a kid.
That.
Yeah.
And then for Keys, he says, unfortunately, COVID was a time of great personal loss. I wish I was as strong as Godzilla and radioactive fire breath that period of time away from my life.
I agree, absolutely. I will say for a lot of people, it wasn't something that was as transformative as it is for us. And that's totally understandable because it was a really, really rough time. But the people that, have grown from that, and I feel like a lot of people, even outside of our situation, but people that may have not started in COVID but had a realization of, hey, I want to do something different because of that, all that time kind of lost, is like super admirable, because I don't know if I would have fully started the way I did post COVID, right? Like now I would have probably felt a little intimidated, especially with there being so many things, like, it's a double-edged sword of being like, oh yeah, there's so much stuff, but also, oh man, there's so much stuff.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. I agree too.
Yeah, so getting these lines, just gonna kind of pull back, liking how it's looking so far. With these sketches, I try to be as accurate as possible, like depending on what the medium is, and also depending how passionate I am about the subject. And for stuff like this, I love this stuff all day.
And then usually at home, do you use like a mouse? Do you use your trackpad? Do you have a Wacom tablet or?
Yeah, I mean, so I sketch in an iPad, which is like what you're seeing now. And I work, mostly I used to work with the trackpad just because it was a little more convenient. But as of recently, like I'm using now, I've been working with like a mouse and a keyboard just so I can have two screens and have my MacBook elevated and kind of just don't have to be down here like crouched.
When you're back and shoulder and you're at, why does everything hurts? Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe because I sit like a gremlin when I draw every day. Yeah.
I love watching those videos where like designers, creatives, anyone honestly that works with their computer like all day long or 8 hours or straight up, and the positions that we have, and it's honestly so bad, but it's so funny.
It's so real though. Like I feel
really
like
is.
everyone has their own comfort position when it comes to this
yeah.
stuff, which is so funny.
I try to remind myself to get up at least like every hour just to like move a little bit, because I definitely do feel, I'm like, I'm young, but I feel old a little bit sometimes.
I mean, it weighs on you, right?
Does.
I feel
really
like
does.
a whole day at a computer is gonna like make make you stiff, make your eyes hurt, and practicing healthy habits and going on a walk is important.
Yes, that's what I've been trying to integrate a little bit more. Like every day, go on walks outside. If it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. Because before it's so easy to just say, I don't have the time. But do I really not have the time for 5 minutes? Like 5 minutes of walk?
Absolutely.
In the sun too. And I'm a sun girl and I love the sun. Anytime like the sun hits my skin, I'm like, I'm good, I'm happy, everything, life is great.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, you know what? We all need that. So
I mean, it's recharging, right?
Yeah,
like being able to just go out and kind of like absorb the energy of the world. I know that sounds kind of hippie, but like, no,
it's
like
true. I really believe in that too.
Absolutely. And I feel like, I don't know, something I've been implementing in like, I don't know if it would be my workflow or my work day is like, you know, the casual working in public coffee shop trip.
Ooh,
I feel like it just, especially when I like in Philadelphia, like being able to just go and walk, you know, 4 or 5 blocks in order to have to go get coffee and then go work is so nice. It makes it like a nice ritual, like clear my brain, get into the mood of drawing, and then get really excited because I'm like, oh, I got my latte.
I know. And I'm like outside in a social setting, you know, like it just like motivates you to actually be there and do the work and like in your zone.
100%. I fully agree.
I try to go to coffee shops and stuff like that. Sometimes it's like I do need my like double monitors and everything like that. And then that's when it's like I'm like hunched down 8 hours, 10 hours in my room, and it's like I never come out. But when I try to do like admin work and stuff like that, I'll try like, oh, let's go to a coffee shop.
Right.
Hi, people.
Absolutely. I mean, like, you know, you have your crunch days. I think most artists and designers like definitely there's times you have to lock in, but you know, especially doing character design like what I'm doing, like it is kind of more on the lax scale, which I super appreciate that the people reach out to me to do this type of stuff. Like it's so fun.
Yeah, I love that. Let us know in the chat. Are you guys the type that likes to work at home, be in your home office, or do you guys like to go in coffee shops as well? Let us know. And then we have Charmaine joining us. She was a guest on Adobe Live last week and had a blast. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Freddie. And then we have, let's see. Oh, Shauna said, my comfort working position is goblin meets shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
The back. Ooh, the back.
Rest in peace, the back.
Jack is like, my poor posture. I agree.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes they have like those gaming ergonomic chairs that I feel like are pretty good. Like, IKEA is the way to go.
IKEA is the best.
Listen.
IKEA is the best and everything. Hi, Jeff. Welcome back. You are not missing much. So we have Jacob today working on some illustrating. So he illustrated on his iPad and he took it into Adobe Illustrator. So now he's using the curvature tool. Sometimes it gives
mouthful.
me a mouthful. To just retrace all of the lines and everything, and then get the drawing up and going. So yeah. Ooh, Jeff's at home office here, loving it. Yes.
Oh yeah, we love that.
And then we have Shauna. Once I learned all the limbs could fit into my desk chair, it was over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Listen, there's that viral TikTok like sitting chair. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so tempting. When my sister saw that, she immediately sent it to me. She was like, "You need this."
Yeah, I mean, like, It's just so, it seems so comfortable.
It does, and you
right?
could do so many positions.
Absolutely.
And like don't know if it's weird, but I love squatting on my chair.
No, that's like a thing. Like, I totally get it. Like,
Because it really just like stretches out some, part of your hips and legs and stuff. And sometimes I'll be squatting. And then my sister's like, why are you squatting on a chair? And I'm like, it just feels good.
Yeah.
And then that chair, like you can do any position on it.
Absolutely.
It looks so comfortable.
It does.
Like, wow.
You know what I'm a little envious of
Yeah.
when it comes to like the people with workflows? I'm a little envious of the people that can like be hunched up on their couch and holding their laptop and like doing it like this. I'm just like, man.
Or even on the bed.
Yeah.
I've tried that before, like during pandemic.
I just can't.
After like 15 minutes, my back starts to hurt. Like my posture is so bad, and that like my neck, everything is like, oh no.
Absolutely. Like, I wish that was like my type of functionality and like, because being able to work anywhere is like so nice, but like I have to be like, I have the privilege of having a desk, and I'm just like, man, I gotta sit at the desk. I gotta think.
Same. And not gonna lie, being on the bed or on the couch, I can get a little lazy.
Yep. I get a little sleepy.
Oh, yeah, me too. That's when it's like second cup of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, I got in such a bad habit because I had a espresso machine that my partner's mom had, and like I was like, not six. Woof, like 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day.
A day.
Yeah, and it's like a bad habit, but like when you're not thinking about
that's
it,
true. When you're not thinking about it and you're just like, oh, I just need it, and you just go make it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not, super expensive, so I'm just out here like, oh, get more. I'm a sweet coffee guy.
You're a coffee person. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let us know in the chat. How about you guys? Are you guys a coffee, tea, water? Nothing.
Yeah.
Matcha lattes. I love matcha too. So
We do love a good matcha. Absolutely. The recharge
energy
fuel.
drinks. Something. Shauna said, I have an under desk elliptical to force myself to pedal when I'm in drawing focus mode so I don't crunch up. That is
so
amazing. But your feet doesn't touch the ground at your desk, so it's either goblin or using your step stool to support your feet.
That's so funny.
And then Robert said, for me, COVID was positive experience. It was last year before retirement to have something to do. I stumbled on PSDCC and DM Gus about the spreads I began to make and still do. Rest is history.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. That's such a cool story.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
About you said retirement, right?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, last year before retirement. That's amazing.
Hey, and now you got a new hobby.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Shauna said, it's never enough espresso. I have 2 every morning. Ooh.
Good.
And Jacob said, I'm on cup number 2 today. Honestly, me too.
Yeah, also same. You got to chase the caffeine with like seltzer or like water.
Yes,
That's
water
the trick.
always.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly have my hydro flask of 40 ounces.
So smart.
But because I be so thirsty and I'm like always in my room and always in my office, even though honestly it's good because it forces me to move and go downstairs to grab water. But sometimes I'm a little lazy, and that's when I have my jug of, oh God, I don't even know how many, I think it's like 150 ounces of water.
I wish. You're so responsible.
I drink a lot of water. I do every day. And so I like have those ready by my side, and then I will be drinking it. And then when it's like cleared, okay, now I go downstairs and grab more water.
That's so, man, I have a whole, like my partner's family and everyone, they don't like drinking water. So I'm like already in a house where people don't like water. I love water.
I love water too. If you ask me like favorite drink or anything, beverage, water.
Yeah,
people find me weird. I'm like, no.
Nah, I agree. Honestly, and it's the healthier way. But I don't drink as much water as I should. I probably should get a bigger flask. I have like a what are those plastic ones? Nalgene. The like big screw top.
Oh yeah.
I have like 3 or 4 of those because like some merch drops from people and not making the best financial decisions.
No, those are the best one though.
I love
it's personalized.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's my dream collab.
Yes. So, yes, reminder everyone, drink your water, hydrate.
Absolutely.
Jeff says, sorry, can't do too much coffee. Let me read it. Let me see if I can read it in this chat here. Kind of went away. So sorry. And I think I lost it.
Oh. No worries.
We will come back. Ooh, 5 or even 7 liters a day, Keith.
Wow.
Love
Wow.
it. And then-
Please teach me your ways. Please. I need to.
Ooh, Zada said that my partner and I are getting a life straw water dispenser for the fridge. I need to start drinking more water.
Nice.
That is good. That is really good.
Yeah, that's super
now
smart.
It forces you to drink more water. Hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
So important.
Absolutely. There's some apps and like, I don't know. I'm like a big like gamify my life type of person. I know it sounds so ridiculous, but like my calendars is like all colorful and like I get little like animations when I like do my tasks because it helps me
It motivates
automate.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And if they had something like that for water, I feel like they do. They have to. Like just a check-in because I've got like ADD brain for sure. I lock in and I'm like, I guess I'm never leaving my desk again. I'm gonna stay here forever.
Yep, forever it is.
Yeah.
This is my spot.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Key said I even skip the coffee sometimes because I'm not feeling the need. Ooh, I need to
I
get on that level.
I'm envious of you.
Me too.
I'm a coffee a day
Ooh,
type of fella.
There we go. Jeff repeated, said, sorry I can't deal with too much coffee. I can go to a coffee house, get a highly caffeinated drink. Everything was fine until I realized I left my wheelchair at the shop. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. I hope they still had it.
Yeah.
Resent what I said because it was funny. Yes, it was. Thank you. We appreciate it. And then Robert said, I drink tea instead. Before I drank 15 cups of coffee.
I would
we have
be
free coffee
out.
all the work. Ooh. Honestly, if I had free coffee every day, I would too. Yeah, if it's like that convenient, I would too.
Free coffee kind of sounds awesome. I'm not going to lie.
It does. It really does.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
How about snacking? Are you a snacker?
Okay, let's go on record, everyone. Don't be me. I'm not leading by example. No, I'm not. I am legitimately like the type of person that when I am feeling very passionate about a project, I lock in and I don't leave. And it's like not a good habit at all. I feel like if I don't leave my project off at a good point, it's really hard for me to step away and come back, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So like I try to work through it and then get to a good stopping point, and then I will kind of reset for the day and go get food and go out and go for the walk, which is a super bad habit. super bad habit.
When, I don't know if you like counted the hours, but like was there a time where you were in that mode and you didn't leave your room for a certain amount of time, like a really long period of time?
Yep. I can tell you exactly what it is too. It was pretty recent actually.
Yeah.
So I'm dabbling in the world of YouTube and long form content, and obviously editing takes forever, and cutting down a long form content video and making it short form and doing all that stuff and building out assets in After Effects and turning them into Mogerts and putting them into Premiere Pro, like just doing all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
9 hours of just not moving. And like and my girlfriend works night shifts too, so like I started at probably like 4 and picked her up at like 10 or 11. And I'm like, we should probably stop and at least get McDonald's or something.
Yes. A little substance.
Yeah, absolutely. Just something. So my body isn't screaming at me.
Yes.
Wake up the next morning feeling like garbage, but it's part of it, you know. Part of the artistic journey.
Part of our routine every day.
Absolutely. Hope not every day. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's true. Not every day.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. You got to lock in every once in a while.
So are you a night owl or a morning owl?
I'm definitely a night.
owl.
I'm a night person for sure. Yeah. I mean,
it sounds like, yeah.
You know, like just I'm very thankful that with my job, it's something that I can kind of do whenever. I'm not like locked into the constraints of when I can work. Yeah. So like I do tend to take advantage of that, especially with like I'll do client emails and client calls, obviously at appropriate times.
Yes.
But when it comes to like drawing and stuff, I just love drawing at night. Like I love kind of being in the serene quiet, you know, everyone's asleep and just kind of do your own thing for a little bit. It's nice.
I love that. Yeah, just finding like your workflow and what works for you is like the best thing ever. I remember in the beginning, like, gosh, I remember like 3 a.m. That's when, inspiration hits or this and that. And my sister will always be like, why are you up so late? And I'm like, I just work better at nighttime.
Absolutely.
And then there was a point where I was like a little stressed out or felt a little guilty because I was like, why am I working so late?
Right.
Should I be working so late? And, this and that. But honestly, it's just like, just do what works for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that kind of toils back to like what we were talking about your, like, there's no correct way to do things. Like it's really up to your workflow, and that is the beauty and the fear of freelance is you have you are responsible, but also you are responsible. You know, like it's a blessing and a curse. Absolutely.
Trying to be disciplined.
Yeah, disciplined I think is probably the best word you can use for freelance, because it can feel like, oh, I'm drawing all day and that's all I do. But like when you have 4 or 5 clients and they're all like, hey, where's my drawing? And you're like, oh, sorry, I took a nap. You know? So, all right. I'm getting this cute little circular elbow knocked out right here.
Okay.
We're kind of closing in on the like first half of this illustration. I mean, it might look like I might only have time for one, which is a little unfortunate, but I'll try to squeeze in the second one.
Yes, we are heading about 30 minutes into our live stream, so looking really good.
Gotcha.
I'm super excited to see where it's
Sweet.
coming through.
Thank you. Let's pull back and let's kind of take the snapshot. We'll remove this sketch.
kinda.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. We talked about this in the last stream. I'm liking it so far though. I think it looks really cute. Yeah. Maybe that's a good talking point too. I am one of, again, as I'm sure the chat will pick up very quickly, one of the least organized people you'll ever meet in your entire life. Genuinely.
No.
And my Adobe suite, like just how I work in Premiere Pro and how I work in Illustrator, definitely reflects that of like one layer, put it all together, highlight it, group it. All right, we're rocking. It's kind of interesting.
I love it. Honestly,
Yeah.
like me and Shauna was just talking the last one too. Even like on your libraries, like we don't really like organize or name it or anything unless it's like for client work. It's like, okay, I got this down. But
absolutely,
honestly, if it's just ourselves, it's all good.
Yeah, like if it's personal projects, like you know, it's okay to just Oh my gosh,
exactly. The disorganized, organized.
Absolutely. I have like 8 folders called art, like straight up. Like this is art, probably of some type.
Becca says, I feel like I go in phases of being a night person versus a morning person.
Oh, well, that's nice. I feel like having the variety is really, really nice.
And then Robert said that. Then you is, as me, I have difficult to start reading a good book. The longest I read is 36 hours.
Jeez.
Wow.
Did you sleep?
I know.
I guess not.
I love reading a good book too. Honestly, I can't put it down, but wow, 36 hours.
That's crazy.
I think the longest maybe like 12 hours. But like I try to like walk and then eat. Or walk and get my stuff in, like at least do a little bit something. But wow.
Yeah. See, I'm a audiobook listener, like when it comes to traditional media. I like reading manga and stuff, but one I've been trying to delve into is Dune.
Ooh.
I'm really liking that. It's crazy. Crazy book.
That's what I heard too. That's what everyone say.
Yeah.
Have you watched the movie?
Oh yeah, 3 or 4 times. And like I went in not as a Dune fan.
Okay.
And coming out, I'm like, man, this is sick. Like it's just very pretty, right? I love a good pretty movie. And that
the production and everything, you could just tell how much thought and intention was put into it.
And so like love too, right? Like I feel
Absolutely.
like when someone's actually very passionate about
their work.
Yeah, it really shows, and it's a lot different than some of the Hollywood stuff that's been coming out these past few months. No like sneak diss or anything, but you know, I think it's cool. Like stuff like that is so cool to me.
Yeah.
Big film buff.
Ooh, let's see. Ooh, simple lesson hack, Key says. Just keep a water bottle around, make a point of drinking it periodically, and then like a sip or 2 on each, Pomodoro style. Pomodoro cycle, sorry.
Oh.
So every like 20 minutes after you finish a task.
Yeah. That makes sense. Wow, that's smart. Good suggestion. Get into a habit. Let's see. I'm gonna outline this. So we're getting there. We're starting to. I really like this guy. I think he's so cute.
I do too. Do you have a name for it?
Oh man,
You really should.
I should.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's see some suggestions
give us
in the
some name
chat.
suggestions.
Yeah.
Some cute ones. Because it's like a cute, gentle monster. Honestly, that's what I feel right now.
Absolutely. Little guy. Just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
I actually did an illustration pretty recently. I've been obsessed with I don't know if you're familiar with the Smitsky blind boxes. No? Oh man, they're like little green dudes.
Ooh, okay.
And they're just so stupid looking, but like in the best way, you know?
Okay.
And
I love that.
so we have a bunch of blind boxes at home. My partner loves collecting blind boxes, and Smitsky's are definitely the ones of my choice. They kind of look like little like people. They're like stick men almost, I guess is the best way to explain it. And I have an illustration on my Instagram that you guys can check out if you want. I'm sure you saw it when I was showing off my Instagram, but of like me holding one in my hand. And it says, just a little guy.
Just a little guy. I'll be stuck in your Instagram page.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. So, something that I'm really excited to do once I get this line work done is working with these stippling dots. That's something very new. We're going to get to use the pattern tool, which is super exciting. I also don't know if I mentioned, but I intentionally kept this artwork black and white, or like just outlines, because I think that I want to more highlight the, I guess outlines would be the word. I want to highlight the line work of the design more for this shirt than the actual like coloring in. And that's why I'm trying to use the stippling technique to kind of show a little bit more depth in the design. And I like that sometimes. I like a simple shirt with a one print.
I agree.
All right, so looking good.
Looking really good.
Just got to add these little clouds, or smoke, I guess. And then we'll be ready to move on to patterns.
It's
There
so
we
cute.
go.
I'm so excited.
Thanks.
Just to see it on like actual mock-up later too, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, I know I'm like teasing this real hard, but the mock-up tool is so crazy. It's game changer. I think one of us were mentioning the other night, like last night, about how bringing your artwork to life with mock-ups is just so crucial.
Yes,
I feel like it just helps so much with
really does.
the, I don't know, I have a bit of a hard time sometimes visualizing my art.
I do too. And sometimes when we're staring at our own work for so long, for so many hours, trying to perfect it and this and that, and we're always just in that mode. But sometimes you just got to step away and then put it on something like a mock-up, and that's when you're like, oh, wait.
Yeah, like this one rocks. Yeah, exactly. Especially with like the texturing and stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, makes it so much easier. So right now I'm just, for everyone at home watching, I'm going to use a little mixture of the Live Paint Bucket tool. Just by clicking K, you'll see I'll have these options. And then I think we got the suggestion of using the arrow keys in the last stream to cycle through your colors, which is super useful. And I'm just going to fill in this little line right here.
I love it. I love the live paint.
Yeah, me too.
my fave.
I think this might actually break apart as soon as I cut this, most likely. But, you know, we'll work under our constraints. Yeah, just like that. There, broke apart. And we'll line these up nice and pretty.
Clean. I like that.
Yeah, the detail.
The details.
Cool.
Really
And so let's go ahead and do the magic trick of highlighting everything, clicking Command G. Now we're nice and cleaned up. Remove that sketch layer. Go ahead and bring this border up. Yeah, that's looking sweet. I'm super stoked. Cool. So I'm just gonna remove. So I was thinking, in the original, I had the border coming up to the face, but I don't know if you've seen this style. I like the kind of floating border vibe, you know?
I really like the floating border vibe.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm a big eyeballer when it comes to how far things are, which is probably not the right way to do it, but you know, we're rocking. So we'll remove this guy.
Ooh, hello. Welcome, Teobaldo. Sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Teobaldo. Good afternoon. Greetings from Peru.
Oh,
so
nice.
hello.
Welcome. Great to have you in for the Adobe Live.
I had Gio saying that coffee shops for sure, and then coffee, water, and definitely some good chamomile tea.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. Chamomile tea is healing. Absolutely healing.
I'm a big tea person too, and I've recently like went to Asia last year and I
Oh,
bought
no
so many
way.
tea, especially in Taiwan too. Like now I'm kind of like still love coffee, but like every day, especially during wintertime when it's so cold, every day I would like drink a different kind of tea, a black tea, a
That's
green
so
tea, or whatever it is,
sweet.
and it's just so good. And I would just like keep drinking it and just feel so warm.
That's so
nice.
sick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Taiwanese coffee puts me out. You want to talk about strong coffee? That is some strong coffee.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Their coffees, their milk tea, their
Oh,
tea,
yeah.
just anything in general.
Very flavored, very delicious.
Yeah, it
Like,
really is.
man, I would like to go to that part of the world one day. I have only made it up to Canada, so but you know,
Good spot.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Have you done a lot of traveling?
A little bit here and there. My sister is my travel buddy. I absolutely love her. So we've been trying to do like international trips once every year. And last year was Asia. So we did
Nice.
Taiwan and Japan. And then
I know it's everyone's
then-
like destination spot, right?
exactly. And then before we did Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia. So that was really fun. And
That's
then
so
this
cool.
year we're actually hitting Europe.
Nice. I actually also might be hitting Europe this year, hopefully.
Ooh, where are you heading?
So my partner is Polish, and she has family in Poland. So we're probably going to try to hit Poland.
I love it.
Well, I should say we're definitely hitting Poland, and we're going to try to hit like Germany, France, those type of things. I would love to go to Paris personally, just because my name. I think it'd be really cool.
So you have, if you do, you have to do like vlogs.
Yo, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Paris is in Paris. Can you believe
Absolutely.
it? Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun, and it's something that I've been looking forward to, and like meeting her family and all that type of stuff
I
seems
love
like a lot
that.
of fun. Yeah.
So sweet, so sweet.
Yeah.
Will it be your first time in Europe, or have
Yeah.
you been in Europe before?
I have
Okay.
not. No.
Gotcha.
So I've
no.
only been to Canada, which I love, and I've been to almost every state, which is pretty fun.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, we're knocking off the list
We are,
slowly.
we are. Awesome. Keys say, but Jacob, chat, teach me the eyes of quitting smoking.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm the person to ask, to be honest. I have a lot of friends that have kicked that habit. Man, I wouldn't even know where to start. I am personally not someone who smokes or really consume any substances. It's just from habit. But I think it's just like with anything good, right? It's habits, same as like drinking water,
That's
right?
true. That is true.
Same type of vibe. Almost finished up with the lettering here. I'm so excited to move into the stippling. How are we looking on time?
We are, I would say 15 minutes.
Cool.
14,
Perfect.
15, yeah.
Perfect.
Or maybe around like 12.
Yeah. Maybe not as perfect, but we're rocking.
Yeah,
We're
we're
rocking.
rocking. We're good. We're good.
We're going with the
Hello.
flow.
Yes. Ooh, hi, Melissa. And then we have Paloma. And then Robert said the best coffee is from Panama that I have heard. I
Oh.
think so too. That's what I heard too. So
Shout
I'm
out
gonna try that.
Melissa Paris. That is my mother.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Mom.
Hi.
Oh,
Welcome to the live stream. Jacob is
Yeah.
doing amazing right now.
Thank you.
And then he said, post-COVID, I definitely feeling a lot of anxiety when I go into crowds and like one or actually a few.
Yeah, that does make sense. I think that I like in COVID times, like it's like ancient times. In COVID times though, like it you lost a little bit of that sociability. I don't know if that's the right word, but like social aspect of life. And like that's totally okay. You know, you have to relearn things and it doesn't make you a bad person or anything like that. Okay, cool. So we've got our base.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I need to add a bit of, I'm gonna see if the live paint bucket tool will work. These might not be connected just from how I'm functioning here, but yeah, I'm just gonna do my little cheat code, which I'm probably gonna get yelled at for, but I'm just gonna do a little.
I see, gotcha.
Yeah, it's like
And
not good, but
sometimes I do that too.
yeah, I mean, just saving
Yes,
time,
yes,
right?
yes,
like instead of having to go back and do like the join tool and make sure everything's connected, just drop it down. Let's do that. Oh yeah, I locked that layer. There we go. See, easy peasy. No one would ever know. I'm going to go ahead and work with the pattern tool really quickly. Oh, I just realized I have some overlapping.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll fix that real quick.
What's your favorite tool, if you have one?
Man, I've been asked this question a lot, and it changes every time.
Oh, okay.
I would say right now I'm really enjoying the I don't know if it's a tool or a feature, but the smooth feature. It just makes drawing so much easier. And so less stressful. And I like the pattern tool. The pattern tool is pretty fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a little teeny circle. We'll go ahead and change it to a fill. Probably about that size. And we'll go up to Object, Pattern, and Make. We're just gonna make a fun little pattern real quick. This is how I do pretty much all my stippling. Do like a little hex column, maybe about that wide. We'll click Done, and then again, same technique. We'll just pop in here, use this tool, click on our pattern in our swatches.
Paloma says she loves the style of this piece.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm really excited with how this is turning out. It's always good when you feel good about what you're drawing, right? Like when you feel like, oh, this is exactly how I wanted this to look. And I'm just gonna do my little secret, not so secret technique. Just showing it to hundreds of people. It's casual.
It's fine.
You're allowed to take my secrets, everyone. It's totally okay.
But I love it. It's really coming together. Look at that.
Yeah. And then we'll just do maybe like a...
Are we going to connect it? We're not going to connect it.
I think I'm just going to do like this like straight kind of path across. Yeah, like
yeah, I like that too.
Just so it's kind of like bleeding in, but not like fully. There we go. There's that one. Sweet. And then we'll do, I think there's one over here. I'm almost wondering if maybe it would be wise to not do the scales of him. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the scales would add depth, or should I leave it as is? You get the point across. Because I don't want to overdo it. A visual? Yeah, I'll show you the sketch really quick.
I was like, oh. I'm trying to visualize it.
I also might just skip it just based on time, but right in this area over here, we have some like, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I'll add it to the fire, though.
Yeah, I like the fire. That point.
All right. We're so close. We're so close.
We are.
We're at the home stretch.
It's so cute. If you get it on a shirt, would it be on the front or would it be on the back?
I think it would have to be on the front. Yeah. I'm a big front.
Like big print. Front in the middle, like big, or do you like it one where it's like on the side, tiny?
I like
on the breast.
I'm a big fan of just like the biggest print you can get, which it's probably like here or there. People have different opinions on these things, but I just love the aspect of just having like a big print on the front. It's so
especially
cool.
Like a graphic like this too. You want to see it big.
Exactly. So what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm just gonna fill these guys. I think what I can do to make this, actually maybe I won't now that I think about it, because I kind of like how it looks like with just the outline.
They're both vibes.
Yeah. I might be able to. We'll go into these layers real quick. It's the only downside of having.
Julian said, "It is not better to use the. Oh, maybe is it not better to use the Pathfinder and generate those forms?"
I would say it's kind of preference based, right? Like I think there definitely is faster ways to do those things, like with the Pathfinder tool. I just like, with these like weird workflow things and just kind of throwing stuff in there, I kind of just go with what like I'm used to, because it feels faster instead of like trying to take take the tip that I learned from something else, if that makes sense. So I think we're in a really good spot with this guy.
Think so too.
I think he's a cutie. So seems like now it's time for us to hop over into some Firefly.
I love it.
Do some Firefly stuff. So I'm just gonna bring that up.
Yep. Have you guys played with Firefly and like work with like
Yeah.
AI and stuff like that? Honestly, like the first time I went on it and like started playing around with it, I was blown away. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I want to start making some mock-ups. I think that, the whole mock-up game can be a little intimidating, but like having stuff like this is great. So keywords. Keywords is probably the best thing.
Yes.
So I think to start, maybe we'll do a tan hoodie. Or maybe a tan sweatshirt. And we'll do on a blank background. Well, and we'll say hung up and front view.
Sounds good.
Let's see what we got. Being as specific as possible is great. I think there's a lot of different like techniques you can use in order to like verbiage is probably the best. And like I already am liking this a lot. Like what we have so far. Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly. And that's like so easy. Like I'm sure it takes so long to find the perfect mock-up. Yeah. It's just too much. Let's change the color. Let's do maybe like light blue.
Ooh.
See how that turns out.
And especially with Firefly, I love it because sometimes I'm not the best at writing prompts. So they do have a suggested prompt that you can toggle on. And then it helps give you like even more keywords.
Oh, it is fantastic.
So
I highly encourage it. So I think this is sweet. I'm going to download this.
Cute.
I'm going to bring this over. And let's just hop back into Illustrator. So now we're getting to the fun stuff.
Ooh.
The drawing was already fun, but now we're getting into the cool stuff, the game changer stuff. I'm just going to hop over to my downloads over here and bring this guy in. Easy peasy. I'm going to size it to my artboard. Thankfully, Firefly kind of does it already for you. And I am going to make a copy of my illustration. Bring this over here.
Yes.
And what I'm thinking is, because I kind of want this to be the color of the shirt. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that white. Maybe clean that up a little bit.
Yep. Jeff is saying, oh my goodness, Firefly is amazing. I'm so glad you agree too. Anyone know the max dimension for the size in Firefly?
Don't off the top of my head. That's a good question though. Maybe our moms or somebody can let us know, or someone in the chat can let us know. So I'm going to show you a crazy tool.
Please do.
As we all know, mock-ups are extremely difficult. Absolutely. But Adobe's made it super easy. All you need to do is drag your design over top and also shift-click your mock-up that you got from Adobe Firefly. And you just go to Object, Mock-up, Make, and you wait a moment because you have an old computer.
I relate.
Yeah. we need to upgrade a little bit here, but it's okay. It's okay. Thankfully, it's not like a super long time.
No,
it's not going to make anything.
And for the quality that it produces, it's worth it.
And here we are with our live mock-up.
That is just insane. Look at that, like the way that even wraps around.
It wraps around. It's so crazy. Like, I think this is so nuts.
And I don't even have to pull out my Photoshop because my computer will be like turning in circles.
Absolutely. Like, being able to do this all in one native app, to me, is just game changer. Like, especially when you're trying to do like 8 different versions of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I sat here and this took us, 30 seconds? 40 seconds?
Honestly.
Don't have to source the mock-up, don't have to get things all rasterized and everything. And I can just click, not enter. I can just click off, and I love that. I love how that looks, honestly.
Wow.
And I think we should just
Blowing
play with
my
more
mind.
colors. Yeah, it's
Blowing
nuts.
my mind, honestly.
It's absolutely nuts. So I'm going to start another artboard. Let's do, I pre-saved some designs that I should say some Firefly photos that I kind of made. Generated previous to this of some shirts. Let's see. Maybe like this color too. I like this like grayish, beigey color. Got too many things up. There we go. And I will, it's not letting me resize this. There we go. Oh, the transform tool. shortcuts. There we go.
Yep.
Resize this guy. Let's resize this guy. And I don't see why we can't do more colors. In the chat, if anybody wants to give some color suggestions, feel free. I'm just going to start throwing some stuff out there. But, you know, I'm open.
Yes. So, quick question. So when you have it already as a mock-up, kind of like what we just did on the blue sweatshirt, if you want to edit that mock-up, can you still do it?
Like in...
Yeah, like right now it's as a mock-up. Like, can you double click it in and like maybe change something? Can you still do that? Or...
I'm not into like the actual mock-up itself.
No, the illustration.
Yes,
Yeah.
the illustration, I
Or
believe
do you
so.
like have to release the mock-up in a sense? Like,
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's live editable. This is something I haven't messed with too much.
that's what I'm wondering too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe not, honestly, but I
Or
thought.
if we change the color, like, can we do that right now?
Good question. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's do that.
Maybe. Doesn't look like it. Oh, hold on. About to edit the symbol. Maybe we can. Oh, we can. Hold on. That's sweet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My mind's blown right now.
I was like, what if I need some edits? Because
Like, what if we
I always have some edits.
Yeah, what if we do like blue?
Oh my god.
Whoa, look at that.
Yes.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good question. Thank you for calling that out. That's so sick. Yeah, let's change this up a little bit. Here. We'll copy this color and we'll just copy it over for these guys. I think there's a way in the, there we go, color palette. And then, so right now I'm just changing the color of the dots, which is a whole process, but that looks correct. Oh, no, it doesn't.
Nope. We
Try
are
that
still a
again.
little black.
Oh, no. Oh, wait, you know what? It's probably because we love working on the fly, huh? No luck on the black, but we'll keep it as is for now.
Okay.
It'll give it some diversity.
Yes, it says.
But I want to color in those eyes for sure, just because that looks a little funky to me. Yeah, this is definitely something I highly encourage people to
Check
mess
it out.
around
Have
with.
some fun.
Yeah, it's a blast, and I don't know, messing around with stuff is just so much fun.
Clever said some of the image is stroke and some is filled, so you have to change each or alter lines.
Gotcha. That does make a lot of
makes
sense. Hey, this is why truly we're streaming, is because we're learning today. So, so I want to kind of drag this over to this brown one, and now that I know that I can kind of change on the fly, I'm gonna just add.
Ooh, what are we
Color
adding?
swatch. I'm thinking like a darker brown would be kind of fun.
like
I don't have. I'm a little shaky on colors on the fly. So if anybody's like, "That's so ugly," trust me, I know. I'm seeing something different. But I'll go ahead and change this. We're gonna keep those dots black for now, just for the sake of, saving time. Do like a little brown. I love tan hoodies with or tan shirts and stuff with like brown print and stuff.
Sometimes it's just a nice style. So simple, but it gives off a nice vibe.
Gives a lot of detail.
It really does.
Sweet. So let's go ahead and try this again. I'm just so blown away with this tool right now. I'm truly just having fun.
I love it.
Yeah. How are we doing on time?
We are about 2 minutes in.
Shoo,
Yeah.
we're
So I
making good
think
time.
we are in really good time.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for everyone that is, just, tuning in with us on Behance and YouTube, and check out, Jacob's amazing illustration artwork. And look at that too. We're all learning about new tools and everything like that. So I love just watching your creative process and picking your brain. And
Yeah.
I hope you guys are too.
It's been a ton of fun, and I hope that some people got some takeaways from this, and especially if you're feeling a little weird about your art right now, or feeling like you're getting a little stuck, pop it up on a mock-up, see what it looks like as a t-shirt, because it makes it fun. It makes
really
it
does.
It's so accessible now with Adobe Firefly. Just hop in there, get a t-shirt or a coffee cup or whatever you want, and just go to town. It's a ton of fun.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for everyone that is tuning in. It was such a blast. If you missed any part of the stream or you want to catch the replay, it will be available on Behance and also YouTube. And then next up, I will actually be the guest. I'm showing you how my creative process is in designing a picnic brand and pulling it into Adobe Express. There we go.
Yeah, we got there.
There we go. We
there.
got this. So thank you so much and stay tuned.
Yeah, see
you
you
in a
guys
bit.
later. Bye.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for hanging around. If you were in the last couple streams, if you're just joining in, welcome. I'm Shauna Lynn, your host for this final in-person live stream, and I'm here with the very talented Amy Chan. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm very good. Very good. How about yourself, Shauna?
I'm doing good.
I hope everyone is doing great too. Thank you so much for still tuning in with us for our last live of the day.
Yes. We have been going. So
we have been going strong. So I'm super excited to be here.
Yes, it's been good. Like, it's been fun for me watching watching Jacob work. I'm excited to watch you work. Like, it's fun.
Absolutely.
So I see, we've got Keys in the chat. We've got Clever. We've got Jeff, Robert. Who else is here? I got to scroll up. We've got Julian, Jack. Hello, everyone. Alessandra, how is everybody? How are you doing? Where are you guys tuning in from? And I don't know, what should they tell us? Like, what's their favorite lunch item?
Ooh, well, I like that. Yeah, we're heading to lunchtime.
Yeah, we're gonna be having lunch after this. So, like,
yes.
Tell us what your favorite lunch item is while we get going here. So, do you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you're going to be working on today?
Absolutely. So my name is Amy Chan. I own a design studio called Those Moments Design Co. I am a brand, web, and packaging designer based out of Las Vegas. And so today I want to be taking you guys on my creative process of how to brand a picnic company from start to end. So designing logos to the brand identity to visual identity, all of that stuff on Adobe Illustrator. And then we will go on Adobe Express and creating some social graphics and adding some animations and making some fun with it. So I hope you guys are excited. So I'm going to dive right in. Feel free to give us any questions, comments, anything in the chat. We are here for you. You have any questions about my workflow, let me know.
That works. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
So I'm going to dive right in. So
Awesome.
Right here, I have my project brief. So my client name is going to be Picnic Delights. The overview is that they are a brand that aims to provide couples and friends with an opportunity to reconnect in nature while enjoying their favorite pastime and snacks. So mission, we want to create an unforgettable picnic experience that combines the joy of outdoor activities with great food and a charming ambiance. So a tagline, we have cherish moments, create experiences. And another one is where memories bloom on every picnic. Our target audience are going to be couples, groups of friends who seek the escape of hustle and bustle of their everyday lives and just, be able to reconnect with one another, be in the present moment in a natural setting. So we cater to individuals aged 25 to 40 who appreciates quality time, enjoy outdoor activities, and have a penchant for, great food. So brand personality for what we're looking for this brand is going to be joyful, authentic, nostalgic, stylish, and warm. And the deliverables for this project is going to be logos, color palette, font system, and social media templates. So I'm super excited to dive right in and let you guys know my creative process. Yeah.
Let's do this. Man, you came prepared.
I tried. So usually how my creative process starts, like after a brief, I understand, the foundation of the brand, the mission, the vision, the value, everything I need to know about the brand. That's when it's like, okay, what do I do? So what is the goals? Who are the target audience? What do they serve? What are the products? Just making sure like we're all on the same page and I'm not, designing for everyone kind of sense. So what I love to do is mind mapping. Not everyone does this, but this is just my process. I love doing it. I don't usually always do it on Illustrator. I love writing it down because it could just get a little bit messy. I can cross it out, whatever it is. But I put it on Illustrator for you guys. So Picnic Delights, I have the brand right in the center. And then honestly, just anything and everything that comes into mind when you think about the brand after learning about the brand, just write it down. Anything that you think could be a connection, could be anything, inspiration, whatever it is that comes to mind, just write it down because you never know what you can connect and create in a logo, in illustrations, in elements, anything and everything in a brand identity. It's all about finding that connection and just whatever works for you. So that's what I love to do is do mind mapping. So for me, the brand Picnic Delights, the brand is all about connecting and reconnecting, making those meaningful and intentional connections and conversations that are very valuable, very in-depth with people, because we want to be in the present moment, especially when we're like in the hustle and bustle. Everyone's always working and stuff like that. We want to nourish the relationships that we have with people, our friendships and stuff like that. But sometimes it's so hard. Adult friendships are so hard. So that's why like this brand is all about, just nurturing and be able to reestablish those connections again. So why not? So it's having that escape, being in the present moment with people that you love. Quality time is our love language here. Having delicious foods and snacks, curated food from local producers, supporting local businesses. We're all about, so like when I think about that, like we're thinking about wine, cheese, charcuterie board, bread, baguettes, small popcorn baggies, whatever snacks that we can get from local producers, like anything. It's not something that like, we grab to go 30 minutes before we go to the picnic, nothing like that. We are going to be curating an actual like picnic basket for our guest so that you're going to have an amazing time. So, and then experience is creating a valuable, unique memory with one another, being outdoor in the nature, because it's just so much more fun in the sun when you're with the people that you love. And then another thing that I put down in the middle is basket and blanket. So like the thing that like, pops in my head.
Yeah.
What do you think when you think of picnic?
I think of the little plaid blanket and the basket with the little flaps.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, let's put that down too, because like that's immediately what I think of when I hear of picnic. So we could probably do something on the logo, on whatever it is, pop it down. Mm-hmm. So after mind mapping, after all of this, that's when I head into my next stage, which is mood boarding.
That's a nice ampersand right there in the middle.
Honestly, isn't that?
It's a nice ampersand.
The moment I saw that, I was like, I really, even though we don't have an ampersand on our logo or anything, but I was like, I really love that. And it really caught my eye. And I was like, I want to do something with that. It's so elegant. It's so stylish with the curves and everything. And I'm like,
something like that.
We could do something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that could be utilized in like a monogram. Yes. Like you pull that style, you pull that energy.
Exactly. So I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hope you guys are too. Let me know. So in my mood board, disclaimer, these were images that I got from either stock images, stock images sites, or Pinterest, Behance, anywhere and everywhere that I can grab inspiration. Everyone's a little bit different, but that's where I grabbed them. And then so thought process behind the mood board is that like we want this brand to be very, I didn't write it right here, but I kind of put the brand personality down here. So joyful, authentic, stylish, warm, and nostalgic. So those were the vibes that I was looking for, and especially looking for images. So that's exactly why I grabbed images that had a lot of like nostalgia, a little bit more on gearing towards like the golden hour sunset.
Ooh, yes.
Golden vibe, especially like right over here, and you got like the sunset right over here. I think that's just like a really nice, like warm feel to the brand, and very nostalgic too. So I was like, okay, like I think we like that.
It's like very deliberate.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very deliberate time.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, that's when it's the best to have like deep, meaningful, intentional conversations with your friends too. Yeah. So that's where I was like,
There's a place local to me called called Ravinia, and they do this thing every summer called the Ravinia Festival. And I've only gone once, but the one time I went was for Josh Groban because I love him. Yeah. But it was my mom, a friend of hers, and I, and we brought like a picnic for this, and it was an evening thing where all three of us love Josh Groban. We sat down, we had a whole charcuterie spread.
Ooh, yeah.
So, and it's like that same emotion, that same feel.
Exactly. I love that. Exactly. It's an experience because it's not something you do like every weekend, like honestly, and especially like to this day and age, like not a lot of people do picnics anymore.
No, they really don't.
They really don't. And I'm like, I really want to be like, this brand really wants to be able to bring that back out there, and like just let's grab a picnic basket and let's go outside and have some fun. And then especially like they have a deck of cards where it's like, how deep will you go kind of conversation starters, and really asking you very intentional, meaningful questions to get to know one another. Because like a lot of times, like it's very easy to, get into small talk, like, hey, how are you? Those are great. Those are absolutely great. But sometimes like, no, I truly want to connect with you. Yeah. Like, how are you? Tell me a little bit more. Dig it a little deeper and stuff like that. So that's what I love about it. And then especially with food, with snacks, with wine, it's a vibe.
Oh yeah. And what you bring, what you enjoy says a lot about who you are as a person.
Exactly. So it's all about cultivating that energy, that connection. So there we are. So with the illustrations, I saw and came upon these two graphics like right over here and also over here, and I saw them and I fell in love because I was like, it's so organic, it's so hand drawn, where it's like it has this warm, authentic feeling to it. So I was like, I think we could do something for this brand too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, why don't we do some hand drawn illustration, maybe a picnic basket, maybe something. So we'll do something about that. And then next is typography, logotype, and everything. So, you know, the ampersand that we both were looking towards,
Yeah.
we're like, ooh, what is this? And then there's also this one, the lettermark, and then there's also this one, kind of a logo. So immediately, like when I thought of this brand and everything that I learned about this brand, like I kind of have a vision for it already, like something that is very warm, authentic, but still stylish and sophisticated, because the food that we are, you know, going to provide is very curated, very nice, and like local producers and stuff like that. So it's like, it's good stuff. So that's why I was like, I want this brand to be a little bit more elevated as well. And the best thing for me is going to be a serif font. Nothing too sharp, too bold, but something that still speaks to itself, still soft and warm and approachable, but still like has that brand authority and gives you like, this is the brand when you see it. So that's like my thought process. Sometimes it's not as easy as that. Sometimes it's like sans serif, monotype, and it's like, it's a mess. But sometimes when it flows, it flows. Yeah. So that was kind of my thought process in the mood board. And then after that, that's when I do go into logotype, typography, and all of that good stuff. So my process, I usually love like writing the brand personality, like just up in the top to remind myself, like at every stage, this is who the brand is, this is a target audience, mission, vision, value, making sure, you know, like we're still aligned, like we're still speaking to the target audience, and this is still the brand personality. Okay, got it. So when I'm looking towards like fonts and everything, I love doing 2 columns. The left side is going to be title case, and then the right side is going to be all caps. Okay. So that, like, I love playing with different letter types. You know, sometimes we could mix a blend of like uppercase to lowercase to script fonts to sans serif to serif. Like sometimes, like design at this, like do what it feels right. Yeah. Honestly, at this point, like sometimes it is a little bit like breaking the rules. Like sometimes I don't have to just like straight up be a serif font and then that's it. You can't use any other fonts. But like I love blending like different type of fonts, typography, even glyphs. And I'm like, ooh, what is that? You know? So I love doing that and just being able to explore and just have fun with it.
Yeah. I do love when a font has like really nice intentional programmed glyphs.
Oh yes.
Like alternates and all that.
Yeah.
It's
honestly,
so nice.
I spend hours.
Oh yeah, and like
I spend hours in typography. Ooh.
I greatly appreciate a typographer who will build a font and code it in such a way that like if the word ends, this is what the letter looks like. But if it's connected, this is what it looks like.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So like anything like with a script typeface, you'll see like. You'll be typing, and if you end and you get space, sometimes it'll alternate the glyph, and you'll have this like nice swoop or something at the end.
To end it. Yeah, I think that's beautiful too. So you never know. You never know. So it's all about exploring and just doing what feels right to you.
And then for anyone who might not know, what is title case?
What is title? Oh, just literally the first letter of the word is going to be uppercase.
Okay, and every word is capitalized.
In every way, capitalized. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So this is what I have right now. I kind of condensed it a little bit, but usually my artboards are going to be like 2, 3, 4, so many more fonts. But for today, we're just going to be utilizing what we have right here. And these are the fonts that like were in my font system library. So my process usually sometimes like literally just write down the words like picnic delights and then literally just go down here and go down and go down and pick the right ones and pick the right ones, and that's how it goes.
It's the way to do it.
Just the way to do it. But there is another way. I'm not sure if others know, but I absolutely love it, is this website, Wordmark. So it's amazing. So literally all you have to do is type your word, your phrase, your sentence, whatever it is, and then click enter. And then it detects all the fonts in your system. Yes.
What?
Yes. So as you can see, it is showing 1,069 fonts in my library because you know I have a lot. So it literally, in that font, just
what is it? Wordmark.it?
.it.
Okay. Wordmark.com is not it, guys.
.it.
.it. Okay.
It's amazing. And literally you could just scroll. And then if you say like, oh, I really like this one, click on it. Oh, wait. Oh, there you go. Click on it and then say, I really like this one too. Click on it and then you can filter selected fonts. Here you go. And then you can see the ones that like you picked. And then, okay, like I love it. Then let me go back in here and let me, change it to the one that I like. So sometimes like that's a lot easier than like going through like straight, like, let me look like that. And then you lose your sense of place and everything like that. So I love, honestly, this website. Yeah.
This just opened up a whole world for me.
Just
I did not know this existed.
Oh, yes. So good. So good.
I'm so excited.
I'm glad. Okay, so moving on. As I was saying kind of earlier before, my vision for this brand, for the logo, is something that is very like has that brand authority and like serif font. So honestly, like after seeing the title case, I'm like, ooh, these look nice, these look good, but I really do gravitate towards like all caps. They just look so much more elegant, I guess.
There's times that like the title case works, but for some reason, I think it's because, especially in the ones you're using, like all of them are very similar in terms of width and height, and so it makes the shapes work well.
Exactly. So that's where my like immediate thought is like, nope, we're just gonna focus on this side. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. And then thought process is literally just go through every single one of them, which one I like, which one I don't like. And then what I would do is pull it to my next artboard, which let's do to get some space going on. Let's pull you down. Then I'll pull you down a little bit. Okay, awesome. I'll create a new artboard. Okay, great. So, okay, which one do I like? I really like this one. So I'm just gonna click the option key and then drag it out. And then which one, what else do I else like?
There was one down here where the G actually mimics that ampersand.
Yeah.
In the first column.
This one, right? Yeah, I really like that one too. I remember seeing that and I pulled it too.
Yeah, it's that G just has that ampersand energy.
So sometimes you just got to play with it and see what you like, what you don't like. This one's a little bold. I think I'm gonna skip that one. I do really like this one, so let's pull this one out.
That is nice. Joshua says, Wordmark.it is blowing my mind. Thank you for the tip.
I know. When I first heard about it, I was like, whoa, what is this?
This is, seriously, like, this is going to change, I think, a lot of people's process.
I'm glad. Thank you for whoever showed me that tip. I kind of forgot who it was, but thank you. Let's do this one. This one looks pretty cool.
Oh, I like that L.
Yeah,
see, that's
exactly,
fun,
like the L and the I. Yeah.
And they had to custom program that in too. Like you code it in so that it's an alternate ligature.
Exactly. So I just pull everything that I like. This one's a little too strong for me. Ooh, this one doesn't look bad. I'm okay with this one.
Do you ever, after like looking at the same word over and over and over, think, wow, that word does not look correct anymore?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
All the time. I'm like, I don't know if I spelled that wrong.
There have been times that I'm just like, is the correct? That doesn't look like it's spelled right anymore.
I know. I always do that. Okay, I'm going to pull you out, and then I'm going to actually create outlines in all of them. Because I love playing with different letters from different fonts and just like just go back and forth and then seeing like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I really love the C over here, but I love the N over here. Hey, why don't we switch it up? Hey, why don't we try this out? Why don't I take this one out and maybe pop it over here? You never know. So that's what I love doing and create outlines. Before this tip, or we had retype beta, I guess. I will always forget that I'm creating another duplicate of the font, and then I will create the outline. And then after you create the outline, that's when you're like, wait, what font was that again? Yeah, and then I'll be like, oh,
done that before. I've never tried. I can't say I've actually ever used retype either. It's amazing. Is it?
So let me show you. I am so excited.
Let's demo some retype here.
I already did the outline, so I'm just going to ungroup it and say I really love this S, and somehow it was pulled over here, and then I totally forgot where this come from. Oh my God. So just click on it, go to type. Let's go to retype beta, match font. Let it do its processing. It's honestly amazing. Oh, and then make a selection. So let's zoom in. Just go all the way in. Let me see if I could do. Oh, it doesn't do.
It's like what the font, but
yeah. Oh my God, yeah. It really does. Really, oh, all the way. Up. is not matching this one actually.
Does it only use Adobe fonts, or will it match the fonts on your system?
All the fonts in your system. It does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So maybe not the best.
It's in beta.
It's in beta. It's okay. It's fine.
Because even what the font doesn't work all the time. So
yeah, maybe not this one, but it is okay. I will show you another one that I know for a fact it will work. So let me exit. So say you really like this G ungroup. I really hope this worked. It did yesterday. Oh, my bad.
Whoop.
Okay, pull this out again. Let's do match font. And then, okay, there we go.
It's nice that it gives you a bounding box to work with.
Okay, it's not loving me. I don't think these are quite right. Maybe not today. But usually it is great and it does work very well. But of course we are still in beta. So it's okay. Play around with it, everyone. Play around with it.
This is just a case of like, trust me.
It really is. It really is. Okay, we're just going to exit that. Okay, let's pull that out there for now. But usually when it does the retype, that's when you're like, oh, that's what that font is. And then you'll be able to find it. Okay, so I'm going to go back into our fonts selection logo. What am I thinking? These all look great and amazing. So usually like my process like does take a long time, like a couple of hours, whatever it is. And that's when I'll do like ungroup everything, honestly, all of them if I can. Ungroup, nope, group. Oh, sorry. I think undo ungroup. Oh, some of them are ungrouped already, so that's fine. Let's do that again. That one's ungrouped. Okay. Ungroup. Awesome. All right, and then this is where I literally just plug and play. See what do we like. I kind of like this L and I, so maybe I'll pull you out. I love how this font is just so clean, elegant. So I think I'm gonna stay towards like this vibe. Let's see if we want to change this out, pop this one in here. Make sure we match the sizing. Not the best right now. We're not going to be like super accurate. It's okay. We're just plugging and playing right now. So just to see if we like it.
Yeah.
I don't think I love it.
Yeah, but it's nice how stylistically it already works together. And it could just be a matter of tightening it up to make it work.
Exactly. So we do. Are we moving it? Yeah, we are. Yeah, just working a little bit on the kerning. So. Okay, no problem. We'll give this just a little row right here, just like an option, just a little look. And then what else do I like from different fonts? I just love like plug and play, look at different ones. Maybe I really like the G over here. Maybe I change the G out.
Keys says G and Q are the best letters to search for because they're the letters with the most particularities.
Should try that.
I'm testing retype on my end to see if I can make it work, because I've never used it.
I'm like, I swear I was using it yesterday. It worked. Because I really had that problem. I honestly totally forgot what font it was, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to do it.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah, I got it working.
Yes.
All right, so take our word for it. It does work.
It does. So with timing, I'm going to skip past this like logotype and everything because sometimes it does take a couple of hours. So I'm going to go back to our mood board where we were thinking about having this like ampersand script, cursive looking type of vibe. I really love it. And that's when I was like, you know what? I want to incorporate something like that. So instead, let's pull this one back out. I really like this one. Let's do this as my main one. Okay.
Key says, then it is F and E.
F and E.
Yeah, so G and Q are the first you would search with, and then F and E.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Okay, so I really want to incorporate a script font in here, but not everything. So why not select separate letters? So I'm gonna do a C and also the G over here. So let's do T, let's do a C, give it some space, and a G. Okay, we'll have you title case. All caps, all caps. Did I do? No. Oh, my bad. Okay. And then we're going to go to character. I want to find filter, script font. I already had it. Okay, awesome. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now we do our little looking for our font. Which one do we like? Which one looks great? Which one is an awesome script font that I think will match? We go through this process, and then you could, of course, do it on Wordmark too, and that would be so much quicker and faster. For the time being, I already know what font I like, so we're going to go to Nautica. This one. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you can filter on Wordmark, right? Yes, ish, kind of, maybe.
I don't think it does. Oops, sorry, it's doing the little circle of.
Oh no.
It's okay. So, Nautica is the script font that I really liked and enjoyed when I was researching and everything. And I was like, I think this is it. So that's what I'm going to do. Replace the C in the picnic and the G from the delights. And let's see how that looks.
All right.
When it works. So usually in this process, it takes lots of time. You know, you play around with anything and everything. And whoa, hello.
Surprise.
Surprise. Okay, let's pull that out. Let's create outlines. I love it. Sounds good. Oh, ungroup you. Okay, let's pull out the C. Ooh, ungroup you as well. Sounds good. Let's pull you out. Let's pull you out. Pop you in. We'll work on the kerning a little bit. Give me a sec.
Okay, like that already works.
Dang. Right. Doesn't that
fun.
like really elevate the whole look of it?
Yeah.
And it's so different. Like in the beginning, like with just the type that we chose, like it's pretty, it's good.
Yeah.
It's nice. But you know, like I wanted to pop it, like make it pop a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit more personality, have a little bit more fun with it. So you never have to stick with like one type of font, one type of anything and everything. Like have fun with it, play with it.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe a little bit too much. Somewhere right there. Okay. Sounds lovely. And I think that looks pretty good.
Yeah. And if anyone doesn't know, if you're using the arrow keys to move your stuff and you need to move it significantly, hold down shift and then hit the arrow.
Oh, shift and hit the arrow.
Because it moves it like 10 pixels rather than 1 pixel.
That's pretty good to know. I didn't even know that. I
Oh.
love that. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, it just makes it easier if you have like a decent amount of space so you're not just going like tap, 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 tap. You know?
As I was just doing that right now. And then one last thing actually is sometimes I do love customizing typography, customizing the font, the letters and everything. Make sure, of course, you're licensed and everything, like it allows you to do so. But yes, sometimes it's like, oh, I really love how that C looks, but I think I want to change it up a little bit. I really want to drag this end part a little bit further out. So usually I just get the direct selection tool, grab that, and pull it out. It's going to look really weird right now, but it's okay. And then we use the curvature tool and just fix it, honestly. And then my next best tool is the smooth tool and just make sure everything looks pretty again. Yeah, it's not looking very hot right now. It's okay. It's okay. Just trust the process. Sometimes it takes a little time, but it's gonna work. But as it might take a little time, I already have the C ready down here. Somewhere.
We're gonna Martha Stewart it.
Yes, we will Martha Stewart it.
We're gonna put our pie in the oven, and then here's our
right here. Oh, absolutely. Since it takes some time. Sometimes it takes some time. So okay, we're gonna pull that away. This is the C that we customize, and everything is looking pretty and cute. So I'm gonna pop you back in here. Make sure we are in the same sizing. Good, space in somewhere around here. Let's take a look. How does that look? And I think that looks beautiful.
That works.
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna pull you out. Actually, no. Let's group this first, and then let's group this first. Sounds great. And you know what? I think this looks like a great secondary logo to me. It could be a primary logo or a secondary logo, but at this point, I think I see it as a secondary, just like a horizontal one. I do want one that is stacked on top of one another. So let's do that. Let's option key, pull it out. Just gonna stack it right on top. And I think that will look pretty cute.
Oh, I like it stacked.
Yeah, right? Doesn't that look good? I think I really like that. Yeah, honestly, really vibing with it. Okay, sounds good. And then usually I would do like a submark logo and a lettermark too. So why not get onto it. So letter mark is literally just the first letter of each word. So it's going to be the P and the D. So in our mood board, we have this version where it's like, ooh, this looks kind of cute, but it's like, do I love it? Do I want it? Like similar vibe. Like it's not like we're copying it, but it's like, is there enough like personality into it? So since like with our logo, like we did the cursive script font into it, like why not do the same thing too on our letter mark, even though we didn't do the D with the script font, but we could still do it on the letter mark. Why not do that?
It's your brand, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. So why not do that?
If Lincoln Design Co. can have like 1,000 different logos for their business, you can use your separate font.
So I agree. So T, my bad, T, and then we are looking for a D. Okay. For Nautica, perfect. Let's pull you out. Let's create outlines. Lovely. Of course, let's make sure the sizing is correct. Now we'll finagle it a little bit, but somewhere around there. Looking good. Maybe if we want to overlap it, we could. But for now, I think this is great. Sounds good.
We have a couple people in chat saying that they think it's too fancy for a picnic, but think of the demographic. You know, the demographic is, I would say, Gen Z. You know, Gen Z, younger millennials, and, you know, ones that are they're not going on a Sunday picnic in the park and putting out just the plaid blanket. Like they're curating an experience. Like this is something that they're going to bring Prosecco and a charcuterie board and all kinds of they're going to dress up and make themselves feel good.
Yeah. We're all about curating that authentic connection and stuff like that. Yeah. And then just being in the moment with like your friends and family and everything like that. So
yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, you think about it, there's like specific catering companies that curate small dinners. This is very similar. It's curating a small picnic experience.
Yeah. So I'm going to move us to our next stage after the logos. Of course, sometimes we can finagle it a little bit later, but now that I'm like, okay, it looks pretty good. So moving on to the next element is going to be illustration time. I don't always do illustration on every brand, but sometimes when it does come to like, oh, I think like this brand really benefits into it for the brand identity, why not do it? So exactly like how we got it from our mood board, like I got like inspiration from these images and I was like, you know what, let's do something like that. So I got these images from online just as a reference point, like love the basket's care, love the wine bottle, cheese, bread, everything. So you know what, let's do some illustrating. So these are the illustrative elements that I created, literally just like pulling the images. So all I would do is grab the images and then go into my amazing curvature tool and start referencing and then creating, just outlining. I'm going to shift X so that you can just see the outline of it. Of course, right now, nothing is going to, you know, look amazing and pretty and stuff like that, but that's okay. It's all good. All part of the process. Yep, that already does not look, let's try to get that back in.
Curvature tool is one that I've like started to play with, but I haven't done a whole lot with.
It is fun, but can also be like, all the points and ends and stuff like that. That's why I love like the smooth tool as well, just like to get all the points right up.
I always hate when I grab one of the anchor points and it like moves the whole thing, and I'm like, I didn't want that curve to move. I just wanted the one curve to move.
Yeah, and then that's when you use the direct selection tool. There's so many ways to go about it, but right now I'm just going a quick, fast way since we're in a little bit tight on time. But yeah, so say this is how it will look. Let's do a rectangle right here, looking pretty. Okay, sounds great. Quick, Martha Stewart, quick and fast. All right,
we're at about 30 minutes in, so got maybe 20 minutes to go.
Sounds good. So, too much in the script.
Keys wanted to know if we wanted another quick tip with that arrow key nudge.
Arrow key nudge. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
And they said, make an action that changes the increment amount back and forward so that you could actually have 4 increments or more. So you can like customize.
Yeah, I remember like being able to like do the actions. I need to do that. Ooh. Thank you. I need that tip.
I'm embarrassed to say that I did not know Illustrator had actions.
Yeah, that's
I know
why
Photoshop
I learned
does,
from a recent Adobe Live too, and I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I've learned things today.
Yay. And then quickly for the illustrative elements, to make it a little bit more hand-drawn, warm, approachable kind of feeling, instead of just like a solid line, I'm going to use this one with profile 1. Okay, it's a little hard to see right now, but essentially, maybe not, maybe this one too. I love either using the first one or the second one. A little too much now. So kind of play with the stroke, kind of play with how it goes. It's kind of hard to see right now, but let me pull it out and then you guys will see it. Oh,
Keys just punned in the chat.
Oh, what do you say? No, she does not.
That cheese does not look Gouda enough.
It's all good.
But
it's all good. So of course this does not look the best, but it's okay. So after some time in, working on it and everything, spending the time to actually work on the points and everything, these were the illustrative elements that I was able to create out of these reference images. So after that, that's when it's like, ooh, okay, amazing. Now let's do a color palette. Ooh. So color palette is another beast. Sometimes I could spend hours. Sometimes it will take me days to just really have to take a look at it and check if I really like this color, if it works with the logos, work with the imagery, all of that good stuff. But just do whatever works with you. Okay, so usually I do around 5 to 6 colors. Mm-hmm. And with this one, we are looking for 5, and timing wise, I do have my color palette ready up here. So how I got them was really just thinking about once again, going back to what our brand personality is going to be: joyful, authentic, stylish, warm, nostalgic. So what are the feelings that's going to evoke? So what are going to be the colors that you're going to be thinking about? So a little bit more on the warmth side, a little bit more pastel-y, a little bit more youthful. So, I grabbed a little bit colors from this reference image over here. I grabbed a little bit from all of these over here. So just a little bit wherever you can grab it and go. And then my other favorite websites, I don't know if you guys know, is Coolers for color palette. Amazing website. So you can get your color palette. Another one though is Color Scheme Builder.
Oh,
so I'm gonna,
that one I didn't know about.
So I want to go to their actual site. So colordesign.io. There we go.
Colordesign.io. Okay.
And they have so many tools: color scheme builder, gradient generator, color mixer, color name finder. Oh my God.
Color designer. Sorry.
Color palette from image. So many all tools random generator. Amazing. So all you have to do is just click one of them, whichever one you want. You can edit the hex code right here, and then it gives you all the tints down here, all the shades that you'll ever need and tones and stuff like that. And you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. So that's exactly how I did it, is be able to find the tints right over here. These are my main colors. And then these were able to get the tints for the colors.
Okay, this is awesome.
I hope so.
I didn't know this existed. I knew about Coolers because I'm actually pretty sure I used that in college because it's old. It's old.
Yeah, they've been here for a long time. So I love all these resources and stuff like that. So it's okay, whichever one works for me, great.
Yeah.
So that's how I was able to create this color palette. And from here, that's when we go back into our design elements, because sometimes we still need to refine it a little bit. It might not, this color palette looks great right now, but maybe if I pop it into the logo, I pop it into the pattern, it might not work. So, just trying to figure out what works with you, what doesn't work with you, play around with it. And that's exactly how I created this pattern, sticker pattern, honestly, because I took all the elements from here and then the logo that I created, and then just started playing around with the color palette, seeing which color palette works with it, what doesn't. And then that's exactly how I was able to finalize this color palette.
Nice. What is hopefully that on the round pink one? What's the text on that?
Round pink one. This one?
Yeah.
Where memories bloom on every picnic. So that was their tagline.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And then this one was the other one: cherish moments, create experiences. Yeah.
Nice.
So let's see. I have. Oh, okay. So I kind of definitely skipped a couple of steps. I'm so sorry about that because of the timing. But this is kind of a primary logo that I kind of created with everything that we did with the logo right here. Here's the tagline: cherish moments, create experiences, where memories bloom on every picnic. This is, the brand element that we created, because when we were thinking about our mind mapping, what comes into mind when you think about picnic? A basket and a blanket. So that's exactly what I did, is illustrated an element where it did the both of it. And I had that right over here. So that's where we had it. And we have a charcuterie board. We have some wine and cheese. Let's see. We have a tagline right over here. So all of these are just like different elements of like, it could be stickers. This could be a whole pattern. This could be, you know, anything and everything that you want it to be. You can use it on thank you cards. You can use it on social graphics, whatever that you need to create. So I'm going to pop it over and over. So we kind of have our logos going on, and then we have our lettermark. And then next, kind of lastly, is our font system. So font, same thing. Takes time to go through your font system and choose like which one we like, which one we don't like. So honestly, it's a guessing game. Same thing too. So what I love to do is like in every brand, sometimes there's a brand collateral. So for this brand, we wanted to create a thank you card. So here's the copy for the thank you card. And this is when, you know, I'll create the asset, and then, you know, just play around with the type. So I kind of already know what type I want it to be. So I'm going to create this thank you card very quickly. I'm going to Command G, pull you out.
You're still good. We've got we got probably 11 minutes before we got to start winding down. So
Sounds good. Okay. So I love to be able to put this right over here, but, you know, it's a little hard to see. So I'm going to create a rectangle. I just love overlaying anything and everything. And then go to properties, opacity, pull it down. Ooh, my bad. Ooh.
it's so easy to like misclick, and you're just like, why can't I get this?
I know. You can then pull it down. Ooh, let's pop you back up.
You can
There we
in
go.
Illustrator, you can customize how big your anchor points are,
Ooh.
so that you can, so it's got more clearance as far as like where you're clicking.
Gotcha.
Because I definitely have mine larger.
I love that. Okay, sounds good. That looks great. Okay, let's put the copy in. So I'm gonna do thank you. Ooh. So after many hours of finagling what kind of font I want for the heading and the paragraph, this is the one that I fell. Oh, we are filtering script. We do not want to filter, so clear all. Canela regular.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like that one. And then I'm just gonna option and copy it, pull you in the front. Ooh, okay.
The shortcut to bring in front is, I think, Command Shift bracket, right bracket, I believe.
I think so.
I'm gonna double check so I don't like
Paragraph it.
misrepresent it.
Font's probably a little small right now.
Yeah, Command Shift right bracket brings it to the front. Command Shift left bracket sends it to the back.
Nice. Sounds good. Okay, just gonna pull you a little bit up just to get a little bit more spacing. Sounds good.
Key says, Amy, can you do a dotted line somewhere in the design?
Dotted line, as in.
So if you have the stroke, you can make a dotted line by adjusting the dashes.
Sorry, brain is not
Oh,
processing.
no, you're good. So like if you were to make a line,
Yeah.
and you set the stroke, I'll make it nice and big. You go to your stroke, and then you can change you can set dashed line.
Oh.
And then if you do rounded edges, you can then just play around until you get the sizing you want. Yeah, so like if you do like 10 and then 30, you can get like rounded dots, but there's also a way to do it with where you get like Japanese dots.
Oh, okay.
I guess what it's called, because it's like these little itty bitty dot tickers. Yeah. But he says like ants. They'd be like little ants.
That's so cute. I'm not gonna lie, I don't ever really use like dotted lines, so that's pretty cool though.
Let's see if there's that quick thing with the ticker, because then I can at least be. I do so much of this without thinking, so.
And then now I just, got the fonts. Okay, these are the fonts that I have. Great, but let's make sure like color palette, we love in the color palette as well. Let's just play around with that. Then do some green in here, green in here.
Oh, it's in design where you can do the Japanese dots thing. You have to do it manually here.
Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. We'll probably pop this a little bit higher, but that's okay. But at least like we have like the basis of the design, and just like make sure you plug and play with the brand assets and checking out, the color palette, checking out the fonts. If everything works together, and then once again going back to the brand personality, the brand foundation, is this the brand that we're designing for, target audience, everything? Is it working? And I think it's a yes, then awesome, amazing. So we are gonna switch to
Okay, here's how you do it. The dash is 1 point, and that makes it a circle. And then however wide you want it, for the gap, you put a higher number of points.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, I need to use that for my next project.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
There's ways to do it.
Yay! Awesome. So we are kind of heading into the end of the brand identity. I definitely know I Martha Stewart a lot of stuff just to, quickly go through my process of like how everything goes. So everyone's, process is a little bit different. Like sometimes I would do color palette first before I find the fonts, and then do the logos later. Like everyone's process is a little bit different, so just do whatever works for you. But yeah, this works for me. So we have our logos, we have our brand illustrative elements, we have a brand pattern, we have color palette, we have brand assets and fonts chosen. So everything is all set over here. So usually then that's when I'll create the brand presentation and, present it to the client, and this is what it is, and then they say they love it, amazing. So that's when I'll make sure I'll have everything into my libraries. So I already created a library and added my colors, all my fonts, graphics, all of this good stuff, and logos. And then this is when I'll hop into Adobe Express and create some social graphics, create some templates for my clients, and then we're all set and ready to launch.
Nice.
So I'm gonna switch gears and go to Adobe Express. Where are we? Right
now, when you do this normally, obviously not in a 1 hour Martha Stewarted version, like bake in the oven version.
Oh, absolutely.
How long would this normally take you? Like I know it'll probably vary client to client, but
I would say like for this brand, honestly, like the whole like design process probably took like 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks, just to even like get a basis of like what I'm looking for and just really making sure I understand the brand. That took a while, because sometimes it's like, oh, I'm reading the brief and everything clicks, but sometimes it doesn't click, sometimes it doesn't click as easily, or even creating the mood board and I'll be nitpicking every single element, like, oh, I just don't like this. This is not it. This is not it. So sometimes it really depends. So yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes maybe a week, sometimes 2 weeks, maybe even longer. It could be that too. So yeah.
Okay.
One quick tip, not sure if you guys know, but I absolutely love it too, on Adobe Express, is that I was able to, totally forgot to show that. So templates. So I usually like to go on Illustrator and create my social media graphics because I just love Illustrator. So if I already have a vision for it, I'll just go on Illustrator and create it and design it, and then I will pop it into Adobe Express. Because of timing, I'm just gonna skip right past the designing and show you guys how to pop it into Adobe Express. So I already have it saved, so I'm just gonna open it right here. So here's our templates, like looking cute, looking great. Oh my God, let's put it on Adobe Express so my client can use it later on, change the font, change the image, whatever they need to do. So I already have it here, already saved. So all you have to do is drag it, and then it asks you add AI file as a linked image, or do you want to add it as a new file? So you want to add it as a new file so you can edit it. Yeah, edit it and have your client be able to edit too. Because like this one, it's just going to be a linked image and it's just an image. So we don't want that. So create new Express file. And it's going to evaluate your file and do its amazing thing and convert it. And then what it's so amazing is that it literally pulls everything that you had on your Illustrator as separate elements. So you can change all the fonts, change all the copy and text and images you have in there. Just right then and there. It's so
That's
great.
cool.
It's so cool, so great. So let's open it up.
This is a newer feature, right?
Yes. So as you can see here, every single element here can be edited. So
That's awesome.
Hello. Sorry. But like you can edit the text over here. You can edit the text over here too. These are logos already like set. So you can change them up. They're grouped. Ungroup them. Whatever you need to do. And then if you want to change the image, I have, let's see. This one is background. So yeah, if you want to change the image. Ooh, my bad. Click again. Here's going to replace. There we go. Replace. Search for your photos. picnic. Choose whichever image you like. Say you like this one, but bam, even though that doesn't look great.
Yeah.
But that's exactly
principle.
the principle is like, it's so easy for my clients to like immediately search whatever that they need and then click on to the next one. Same thing too. So replace an image. You want to edit the text. Ooh, animations. We can have so much fun over here. Let's do some drifting. And then we can have some looping.
It's amazing how far, Express has come.
Yeah, exactly. So you can have so much fun. Those might not be the best, but it's okay. So yeah, it's amazing. And then as you can see here, they added every single, let me go back here. So these are all separate artboards. So as long as you have all your design elements in separate artboards, 1, 2, and 3, that's exactly how they're going to pull it into Adobe Express as 3 different pages.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they're all already sized the same way that you had it in Illustrator, so you can just honestly like start designing away. And then sometimes when I don't have any idea of like what to do on Adobe Illustrator, that's when, you go to templates. Hello, inspiration.
Yes.
So I search in templates, like give me something picnic. Oh, sorry, spelled it wrong. Picnic. And, go through all the templates, amazing templates that they have, see what you like. Ooh, I really like this one. So let me add a new page. Same size. Okay. Add this on here. We'll add this as a page. Oh, I guess it adds as a new page, but let's resize it into Instagram story so that we are all consistent. And look at that. Doesn't that look amazing?
Ta-da.
So, ta-da. All you have to do is same thing. If you want to ungroup it, sorry, I locked it. Go inside. I think this is ungroup. There we go. Sorry, wrong one. I was like, what was I doing? See, there you go. You can change your image and change the image easily. And then from my brands, I already added my brands in here. So all the logos, all the colors, all the fonts, all the assets, all you have to do is pull them. And here you go, just pop it on. So it's super easy, super efficient, super quick and fast.
You could animate to like rotate back and forth.
Absolutely.
Because that would be cute for just like,
see? Yeah, isn't it so fun? So it's just like, wow, so quick and easy. You can resize this to honestly like anything and everything of all social media. So like, especially for your clients that aren't like the most tech savvy and everything, like Adobe Express, like it has everything. And templates too, they don't have to think out on the spot, what am I gonna do? And then for me, I can create like 10 to 12 to 20, however many that they need, like templates, and have it all over there. All they have to do is maybe change the pictures, maybe change the text, and then they're all set and ready to go. All they have to do is literally share and go to schedule post. And then, of course, select your channels, add your captions, schedule it or publish now, and you're all set to go.
I always forget you can schedule from there.
Yes, it's so good. And then because I have to add my channels. Let's go to Facebook. Great, sounds good. Let's do future date. Sounds good. Schedule. Let's see. Can I open the schedule? Oh, you have to open the schedule outside. But one more thing is that in Share, we can save this as a remixable template, which is amazing. You can add it to your brand library or publish it as a link so that anyone in the public can use it. So of course, like I can share it to my client, or I can honestly publish it as a link, and for anyone and everyone, any designers, creatives that was like, oh, this looks cool too, I want to use it. Okay, sounds great. So all you have to do is click next. Yeah.
Very cool.
The power of Adobe Express. Schedule. This is where it is. So you can see like everything is like scheduled right here. It's scheduled. Ta-da! So you can have fun, plug and play and everything. So I hope I wasn't going too fast. I apologize, as I was Martha Stewarting a lot of stuff.
That's all right. Yeah, we baking show it.
Yeah, we baking show it. Exactly. So
we put the pie in the oven. Now here's our pie.
So sometimes like a full branding project, it really depends. It can be design process of that is like 2 weeks, but then to fully flush it out with like presentations and then back and forth with feedback and everything, it could be honestly be a whole month. So yeah, it really just depends on your creativity side, like how you operate, how you work with clients and this and that and everything. Like everyone works differently. And then I also love like creating mock-ups for my clients too. So we didn't have a lot of time, but...
Oh, did you make a mock-up?
I did. Like, this is for a different brand, my bad. Like we had mock-ups over here. So I didn't have enough time. I was going to put like the thank you card over here to make it look really pretty. So yeah.
Very, very cool. Yeah. Well, this is so fun to see your process, because, you know, obviously, like, this took you a while, but like to break it down into an hour and it all makes sense and it worked.
I hope so. Yeah, I definitely know I was going through like but yeah, usually that's kind of like how the process goes into designing and everything, and then being able to explain it to the client is very important, because like sometimes like everything is like up in our head. Everything is like, this is what I was thinking and this is what I think it should be great for the brand, and how do I communicate that? So like all of that is part of the process.
Yeah. That is awesome. So since we have to finish up, where can people find you?
Yes, my main social media platforms is going to be Instagram. I just started TikTok. I'm really trying. This is hard. It's really hard.
It is hard.
It is hard. So you can find me on both platforms, Those Moments Design Co., as well as my website. I do have my website. This is where my portfolio is. I need to update that too. That one of the creative designer thing is like me not updating my own portfolio, so I'm very guilty of that. But yes, you can find me on my websites. So yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
This has been a ton of fun. Thank you everyone in chat who has hung around with us, joined in, come back, whatever. Like, spending your time with us, we greatly appreciate it, and we hope you had a really fun time. I know we all did. And make sure to follow myself, Amy, and Jacob, and have a fantastic day. Make sure that you stick around, because office hours is up next.
Yes.
So have a great day.
Much.
Bye.